Come on in. You know, you can. Yeah, 4 minutes. Yeah, that's that long house music. Oh, do you? Oh, you a house head? Okay.
Hey, don't talk about house music.
Oh, that's 7 minutes long.
It's time for the percolator.
I love me some house.
It's time for the percolator.
I can't hear it and plugged you up yet. I can't hear you. You so silly. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I can't. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, can you plug in my? I'm sorry. You want me to put it through here? Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, let me connect to Rogue Caster. I don't.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. And hey, don't be talking about house music.
I love house music. You like house music?
Yeah, my favorite song is Time for the Percolator.
Yeah, I love house. That's what I'm saying. This was dedicated to y'all black men.
We need it.
He is my earth. I am his wings. He is my fire. On his word to shine. Drink it down. Engulf my love. He ain't too much. I'm not too much. You love me just the way I am.
Hey, so we need to get us some freaky songs for next Friday.
Yeah. I gotta figure out how to do, because the Instagram was acting up.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so I don't know if we should do StreamYard or whatever, but then I can't do it on IG. So we gotta figure out something. Because it was acting up on mine and y'all, the reception or whatever. So we'll try to figure something out between this week and then. Make sure you tune in at 101 TKORadio. Okay, that's cool. I only downloaded. I forgot to bring my flash drive today, so I'll reboot it tonight or so, or tomorrow. Yeah. Right. Right. It's gone. Right. That's what I was confused.
Is she having sex?
Yeah. What you say?
I said, she having sex over there?
Look at that song. Yeah, that's why I was like, cut it down to 4, because after that 4 minutes, she go into the. And I'm like, that's for the TM after dark. Yeah, I was getting it. I was just like, okay, yeah, okay.
My check.
Hey. LaRon, talk, say something.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Okay.
It's Mr. Take over on the mic. What you gonna do?
studio. It's 101 TKO Radio, and I'm your girl TaShon of the Mail Room. It is Saturday, you guys. Happy Saturday. I have my friends, Mr. Takeover, LaRon, and Mr. Tank, the sports guy.
How are you today?
I'm great, and we have on the ones and twos, Nelson.
With your black and gold on.
With my black and gold. It's a happy Saturday, even though the events are taking place. I am still blessed. We are still blessed to be alive where we can talk and do some action. But today we're going to talk. My question to you all: How are you? How are you all in the plight of everything? That was the question of the week. Dear black man, how are you all? And that's what we're going to talk about today.
So
forth.
Was this on purpose?
Was it on purpose?
Yeah.
Everything I do is always on purpose.
It's funny because
it's always on purpose. It just so happened, the question, God asked me, he downloaded in my spirit. He was like, the renewal, the end of the month is January. January is that new year, right? But stuff always happens in the new year, and we forget that, we're excited about the happy new year and, everything starting new. But events do take place, and it's just so happened that this event took place, and it's like, okay, we still lifing, still lifing. So that was the question that was just downloaded in my spirit to ask y'all black men, how y'all doing? So it
hit home last night more than anything. I had to go back and look at the title of the show because it hit so hard, and I was like, man, that what I'm going through right now is reminding me of something. And so I went back to look at the title of the show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't have a run it back this Saturday because before the show that we did last night, I literally cried.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about all of that. We definitely going to talk about that. And it's just one of those days that I want black men to feel comfortable in a safe space to say what they're feeling and so forth. But before we do all of that, again, I want to thank y'all so much for joining us. Make sure you are tuned in to 101TKORadio.com, where you can hear all the music and the interviews and our chats and so forth. But make sure you share this out and so forth. And listen, a lot of people getting the brow this week, right? A lot of people got the brow,
why are you putting your brow up at people?
I had to choose which brow. I need two. If I can make both of mine go up. But, of course, the major brow is to the City of Memphis Police Department. That's the major brow.
The biggest one?
That's on the top five. But my high brow, the arch brow, goes to the student who assaulted the teacher and on camera. Let me tell y'all something. This is Trinette LaShawn Collier, TaShon Green talking.
Hold on, we got to distinguish. Not the teacher.
Not the teacher.
But
the human being, the woman.
And what do you say? I
say she should have whooped her behind.
Wait, she should?
The teacher should have whooped that girl's behind. And let me tell you why. Because again,
there's two of them. There's two of them.
I'm talking about the black girl and the black teacher, the black student.
There was a black boy and also a black
boy. I didn't even see that one.
Oh, Lord.
I hadn't even seen that one. Right?
What grade was this in?
I want to say it had to be middle school, high school.
Middle school.
But I think this one was high school. I don't know. The kids are tall or anything. I'm not sure. I didn't get the rest of the But my thing is, this is the thing. We're taught as teachers not to fight back. That's given. We're taught not to fight back. We cannot hit the students. We cannot hit the parents. We have to allow you all to get in our faces, to cuss us out, to put your hands on us. We are told we cannot fight back. If you watch the teacher, she was doing everything to restrain her. That girl was in her face, cussed her out, pulled her hair and everything else, right? Because, again, they're going to take us to jail first and get rid of our certificate before they do anything to y'all's children. And this is the thing. It's an ongoing problem, and it's going to get worse. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's going to get worse. This is across the U.S. of A. The discipline is horrible. And for you to have, it ain't got, and before anybody talk about she got mental illness, no. That's the result of y'all let this little girl and these kids get away with all this bullcrap when they were toddlers and little and, oh, that was cute or whatever. And nobody can tell them what to do. And that's why the little girl said, don't talk to me, but you done called me a B. You done put your hand on me. You done closed the door on my face. You done slap me. I'm trying to tell you, that's why I got out. I got out in time because I'm going to tell you right now. First of all, ain't nobody going to take my teaching certificate.
You ain't that saved.
I ain't that saved. I ain't that. I ain't. I am the knuck of your buck crew. And these kids keep forgetting that. Like your teachers are the knuck if you buck crew. Like what are y'all watching where y'all feel like they have not, but then it was now on the flip side, there was a substitute teacher who body slammed the boy down. Now that was wrong.
Okay,
he didn't,
was that the one where the little boy went chest to chest?
No, that was another one. See, I didn't even see that one. You saw another one?
Chest to chest, called the teacher the N-word repeatedly. And the teacher's like, hold up, listen, we in class right now. You're going to respect me. This is a teacher, a male teacher. Wow. And the young man, and when I say he continued to cuss him out, call him dog, and say, hey, dog, you ain't gonna do nothing. And then bucked up chest. You know what? Let me be honest with you.
See?
I can't be a teacher.
I know.
The company I work for has stores. I couldn't work for the store.
Right.
Because, first of all, you don't need Jesus in that stuff.
Yeah.
How the song say, try Jesus?
Try Jesus.
Not me.
Yeah.
but these kids do it now.
They do it because we allow them to do, and we're like, oh, they're just children. No, they're not just children.
We don't discipline them anymore.
We don't discipline them. They don't have any consequences.
None.
And they're not afraid of adults. But I guarantee you, when you get teachers that stand back up at them, that's when they bow down. But when you can freely put your hands on an adult, you've been doing this all your life and nobody has said anything, or you got parents who are going to back you up. But this girl right here, I ain't going to say she picked the right one because that's not what I'm saying, but she did not encounter somebody like the 3031A teachers. Because I'm telling you right now, the hood teachers. Because you could not do that in the hood. I can guarantee you.
Understand that the reformed tax accountant down the street used to be a crack deal. They don't get that fact that these are people who have evolved.
Yes.
And a lot of them got that plaque hanging on the wall and don't mind pulling it down.
Exactly. I went to Morris Brown College in the hood. Okay? I went to college in the hood. I got my hood credentials. These kids don't understand that. Right.
It cannot get wet.
They do not understand.
They don't. No.
We will fight you back.
They don't.
Because I refuse to let a kid put their hands on me. And I pray that the teacher is all right. She hit her in the head. The girl hit her all in the head, pulled her hair and slapped her and all of that.
Let me ask you this question. All right. So you work with you retiring from teacher. Let's a hypothetical here. Let's say that was you and that happened, right? Now, would you be able to? Would you be able to press charges against?
I would.
Even against the school, because my thing is, your life is in danger.
But you know what the thing is, you go through a protocol and they encourage you not to. This is the thing. They encourage teachers not to go all out. They do. I guarantee you, they do.
So you gotta tell me, if I'm sitting up in the hospital, my leg broke, my finger's gone, you're gonna tell me not to go all out?
Yep. Those days are gone. I've had students I've had to fight students. I've had students, big boys, to come at me. And you know what? I handled it like an adult. And I can say it now because you don't know which school I was at. The little boy threw desk at me. Guess what I did?
Threw a desk right back at him.
Because you a big boy. You think...
you didn't turn the other cheek?
What? I said, dear class, I said, go ahead and walk on out, go down the hall to the next teacher's room and close the door. I closed the door, turn off them lights, let's go. What you want to do? Took off earrings, whatever, let's go. To this day, that little boy respects me. He graduated from high school and in college. And he'll tell me I'm a good teacher.
Let's be honest. As a young man, you need somebody at some point to put your hands on you and make you understand that there are consequences.
Exactly. And he learned that day. He learned that day.
Tank, it ain't just young men now. It's both. So
well, I can't listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't speak for young women because I really don't. I am a strong advocate that you never put your hands on a female. I'm so strong an advocate of that I almost choked out my son.
Well, and this is the case, and we'll have to get into that here's the case. Them little girls are just as dangerous.
Yes.
They are.
They're dangerous. They go for the kill. Yes. And what I mean by the kill, they like to stomp in your head and they like to cut your face as a girl, right? And when they come up against a female teacher, it's on. Like, they will try you. They will try you. Yeah. And you have to put them in their place.
And it's the same thing with the boys.
Yeah.
They feel, you know what, because you a male?
Yeah.
Guess what? And to be honest with you, that's something that's wrong right now, because if you go back in our history and you go back to our African tribes, the boys were taken at 13 because of this. Yeah.
Listen, we got a call on the phone. Hey, caller, good morning. How you doing? Good morning, caller. How you doing?
Good morning.
Hey, how are you? What you got for us?
Hey, I'm good. I wanted to make a comment about the teachers and the students. See, I'm that parent. I'm going to come. If we have to go to court, I'm vouching for that teachers.
Yeah.
You know what kind of kids you got.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what kind of, if you got in that teacher's face and that teacher body slammed you.
Right.
She had to defend herself or himself. Because I've had my child come home and say, the teacher hit me. And I asked her, I knew what kind of child I had. I said, what did you do?
Right.
She didn't want to say she spit. Oh, that's why she popped your tail.
Right, right.
You lucky she ain't uppercut you, because I would have body slammed you.
Exactly.
Facts.
Because these kids do know.
See, they don't body
adults are human.
Right.
Everybody wants the adult. Oh, they should be the bigger person. They should be this. No, they're human at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, because we come home with the scars and we come home with the doctor bills and whatnot, and nobody says, I still got a scar from a fight from a child. And you think a parent or the school or whatnot said anything? No, they send you to physical therapy, and that's it. And they give you prescriptions for ibuprofen or whatever.
Have y'all seen how big these kids are now?
That's what I'm saying.
And guess what? I taught. My hat goes out to the teachers out there, because I was a substitute teacher. I only lasted a day. I knew I would end up in jail. I said, oh no. I said, this is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, and that's why I try to tell people this job is, again, and I tell parents, I've been telling parents, hey, y'all from Colorado, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you're tuned in to 101TKORadio.com so you can hear the full chat. But this is why I'm telling people, go ahead and invest in your child's tutoring. Homeschool, because it's guaranteed to get worse. This is an ongoing, every day there is somebody in the news, a teacher getting beat up by children. And this is a sad day in education, because you want me to, I can go on for hours and hours. I'm just trying to tell y'all better warn y'all kids that these new teachers are nuts if you book teachers. We done been out there in the street. So we are waiting for y'all to pop off at us. And these kids know who to pop off at, because I guarantee you, they're not going to pop off at a hood teacher like that. And they know. But that girl yesterday, when I saw the video, I was 38 boiling hot. I was like, I mean, you in my face. First of all, you spitting on me, so that's a violation. Then you pull my hair. Then you slap me, and you call me a B. Yeah, I done lost it. I'm gonna lose it.
The trifecta.
I'm gonna lose it. I'm whooping your tail like a grown woman. You want to step in this arena? I'm gonna treat you like that. How
Let's
about
be
that?
honest. You can get whipped in the hood for less than that.
Yeah.
You can get really whipped in the hood for less than that.
Thank you, caller, for calling in. We appreciate your support. Listen, make sure you stay tuned. Look, when we come back, we're going to take this quick song break. When we come back, so I just had to get that off my chest. If I can give her 2 brows. Oh, yeah. Y'all just don't know. That just burned me. And I was sitting there like, y'all can't, you ain't going to hit her back. But I thought about it. I'm like, she was taught not to hit the child back. So, parents, dear parents, teach your children. If they put their hands on a teacher, we're going to hit back. Okay? I'm just letting y'all know that.
Just on a person in general.
Yeah.
You can get it.
You can get it. So, look, stay tuned to 101TKORadio.com. When we get back, we go, we're going to talk about the Scorpion unit and all these units in the city of Memphis, y'all. Let's say some prayers up for everyone across the nation. So listen, stay tuned to 101 TKO Radio and the mailroom. We'll be right back. Right, send the letter. For everyone across the nation. So listen, stay tuned to 101 TKO Radio and the mailroom. We'll be right back. Okay.
With TaShon and friends on 101 TKO Radio, knocking them out the
Okay, cool.
You should have been downtown. The people are rising.
Hey, y'all, make sure y'all tune in to 101TKORadio.com.
I tell you.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, this is. It was like,
Hey, Tank, can you hear me?
Yes, indeed.
Hey, so what I was meaning is these girls, so like all 2 girls, they
you were telling me to turn on what?
they started to what parents used to call smelling their piss. And see, I'm the stepdad, and I'm not. I'm in a situation where.
Hey, see if you can turn up your mic volume on your
All right, hold on. Now I was listening to I turned it up on my phone because I got it. I'm logged on to 101. I heard myself.
You should have been downtown.
He said he heard himself.
Yeah, but I know I can hear you, but I'm just saying you just coming across a little low.
You're coming low.
Yeah, I'm trying to locate it now. See if I can turn it up. Hold on.
He said, I forgot you can't hear. He said that he was trying to see if he could turn it up. If it's up.
I should never understand why they do it. Someone cut the channel off the news.
I would just need to check out your mic volume.
Yeah, I'm looking into it now.
He said he's looking into it.
I can hear it.
I turned it up to 100.
He said he turned it up to 100. So is it still low? Talk now.
Hey.
Can you hear him? It's still low. But it is low on mine too. So okay, everything is connected. Yeah, it's Roadcaster on there. All the way up. Huh?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. It's just still low. But you're saying that you're hearing yourself on the radio?
Yeah, because I turned
It's,
I turned it on just to see if they could hear me,
yeah,
and I heard my voice, but
right. Okay. Mhm. Yep. And we're not equipped to handle all of that. Like my certificate is pre-K through fifth, right? And you have courses on a few psychology courses, but overall, you're not equipped to handle those severe behavior problems. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so you put me in a position where I got to defend myself. I need to go home because kids kill teachers. You can pick up a pair of scissors, a staple, or anything, and you can kill me. You know, so it's like, no, but they do teach us not to fight back. Like you're supposed to stand there. Yeah,
why is the promotion for? I feel like that's a setup for violence because it goes the same way with the students. Like you'll get suspended if you defend yourself. So
because y'all are the consumers, right?
No,
I mean, y'all are.
I'm just saying, like if like two kids fight,
Yeah.
two kids fighting, and a child is defending themselves, they get suspended too. So it's like you're telling me that my child has to get killed in order or beaten in order to stay in school. I take my child out myself.
Yeah, I'm like they teach us to put our hands up or restrain ourselves from the kids. But even with the adults, like we can allow y'all to come in our faces and beat us down, literally on the school property, and we cannot fight y'all back. That's why we say teachers are we kind of mental up here. Y'all mess with it, F around and find out. We're a little special. We touched. We churched. Teachers are touched. Shoot. All day, then I got to deal with that? No. That little girl, that boy. Oof, yeah. What'd you say, Janice? I have a child with mental health issues, but I also wanted to hear her when she was young, get a grown person face and get dealt with. Right, and that's the honest talk that parents need to have with their children. It's like if you know that your child, and we can work with that if we know, but if you're just like defending your child, your child beat up on a teacher, nah, that ain't cool. See, we love parents like you, Denise, proactive. But when you got parents who defending that behavior mess, no. Did you see the video? The police video. Did you watch it?
I cried.
Yeah.
I cried.
I was just hurt because it's, first of all, handsome black man. In the neighborhood, and it's funny because that's the neighborhood that it's a suburban neighborhood, so it's a good neighborhood. My cousins and grew up right there, and But if it was not for that Skyview camera, they would have gotten away with it.
And that's sad though, and the fact that that dude was punching that boy like he was Mike Tyson.
Yeah, kicking him with them steel-toe boots.
And want to have the nerve to say that they pleaded not guilty.
They're trying to get their stories together. All right, here we go. And we are back live on 101TKORadio.com. It is the mailroom. I'm your girl TaShon, and I got my friend Taint the Sports Guy, Mr. Takeover, and Nelson on the ones and twos in the back. Listen, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We got folks from Colorado, Atlanta, Memphis, all of those places. Thank you so much for supporting the mailroom. Make sure you are tuned in on 101TKORadio.com so that you can hear the music and more of the chat and so forth. So listen, this morning, I definitely want to say a special prayer for my family in Memphis, family and friends, because it is another traumatic day for the city, for the residents of Castlegate Lane and so forth, and even to the police officers' families, because the 5 brothers that killed a black man, traffic stop now, killed. Cops being bullies, and you can tell that they've been doing this, and this is their last time getting away with it. They've been getting away with this behavior, but this time, if it had not been for that sky view camera, they would have gotten away again with it, because the whole body cams, how they took the body cams off, and them dummies, let me tell you, they dummies, because they ain't even realized that they body cams were still on, and you sitting there talking, trying to get your stories together. Did you see the video? You didn't see the video.
They knew their camera
Yeah.
on. That for me.
Well, no, they didn't. You know why they didn't? Because when old boy took off his camera twice, and they were literally talking as though they were off camera.
Right.
And even the white cop in the beginning, he was like, I hope they stump his ass. I hope they stump his ass. And literally, so you could tell this is what they do. Scorpion Unit. It's the acronym. They're supposed to be. Y'all remember the Red Dog Unit?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that. And remember the Red Dog Unit, if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you go back, they were disbanded because they were doing illegal stuff. They killed that older woman. I think that was like one of the biggest, the setbacks from, they did a no-knock warrant.
Yes.
And they killed this older woman, right?
Lady.
Elder lady. And they had to disband it. So I need to know, what are the qualifications for these special units? What are the tactics, the antics? Because when you watch that video, the beginning of the video, it was kind of like he ran and they were pepper spraying them, and you can see them punching. But that sky view told it all.
That was a straight, and that was a straight slaughter, murder, no heart, just evil.
Yeah.
But that tells me one thing, that it's an organizational thing.
Yeah.
Because it's just not black cops, it's just not white cops, it's just not Asian cops, it's all of them.
All of them. It's that culture of the police officers. And Nelson, I know you're not on the mic, but you were military. It's military, right? And you were trained with special training. And let's you know how to kill. They train you how to kill and how to use a certain force. And so these police officers, those special units, are trained with a special force. And this man was thinner than anybody on that force. Those are some big guys. Yep. Did you see how big they were?
Yeah, they were real big.
But the difference, though, the military training is over years.
Right.
These guys go to 6 to 8 weeks.
Right. And so that's my question. Like, who's training these officers to do that? Because that was like, and it wasn't even equated to military, and that was just like some street thug.
It was
gang fight.
It was like
gang fight.
Yeah, gang fighting. It was like somebody was getting I can't even.
You handcuffed this guy who is 140 some pounds.
Yes.
These dudes are huge. Huge dudes. One of them could have you could have just knocked him out and been done. But you come back and you kicked him repeatedly in his face and his head.
Stood him up.
Yeah.
And punched him several times.
Several times. And then you took the baton, because the baton is made of steel. And you hit him across the back.
Yep.
Several times. Then you kicked him and stomped him in his head several times. And I'm glad they're going to fire the EMT, the fire department that was standing there, because you did nothing for 30 minutes.
They're going to actually charge.
And they should.
They need to charge the white man in the background too.
Yeah, the EMT, the firefighter. They did say they fired them. because you stood there for 30 minutes while this man, Tyree, was on the ground, handcuffed, and y'all sitting around laughing, talking about how y'all done knocked him out and trying to come up with your stories about him grabbing a gun. And on those videos, he didn't show nothing about him. He couldn't even grab a gun. Y'all had him pinned down.
All right, so I might get a little slack for this, but it's for me, I hate when we tend to not allow the man to have their own stuff, and we feel the need to go into their territory and act the way that they act. And that's how I felt last night. I felt like a group of black men saw that a whole line of the other side getting away with a whole bunch of stuff, so they felt like they can do it.
Yeah. And that's what I said. This behavior is not new. They're used to doing this. They just got caught this time. And what the sad part, he was only 80 yards from his house. That's why he was screaming out, "Mama."
Yes.
He was only 80 yards from his yard. He ran, and they showed in the beginning, he did run, because he like, okay, I stopped. Y'all stopped me. A traffic stop. What was the reason? He had no drugs on him. He wasn't acting erratically or whatever. He was a free-spirited type of guy. Like, he's skateboarding, and he ain't into all of that mess.
They still can't figure out why they pulled him over.
Right. And you tased them in the beginning, and you pepper sprayed them in the beginning. For what?
Only thing I could think of is that as a man, when you don't have power anywhere else, you're gonna abuse the little spots.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. They were embarrassed that their boy ran from them.
That's what it was.
They had their mindset on what they was finna do, and that boy got away from them, made them run. So now they adrenaline rushing, and he done stroked their ego wrong. And I can't let that boy get away with this.
That's what it was, because he kept saying, "I got pepper spray," because I guess the pepper spray.
One of the cop guys got his pepper spray in his face.
Yeah, that's what it was. They were embarrassed that this dude ran, and you had to beat him to show him. With your power, because you stood him up, and you just round a circle. That was a gang. Y'all can't say anything else about gangs. That was a gang act. In motion. I know a lot of people are like, they couldn't watch it because it was traumatic. It's something
stuff like that needs to be shown.
Well, you have to protect your peace at the same time, because some people, it's very traumatic to a lot of people just to see somebody. I get it. Not the whole thing.
Now, it's not even that. It's the fact that, let's be honest, we're becoming desensitized to it. I've seen it. How many times already? We've seen it over and over and over. We can call out the names. We're seeing the same thing. We're seeing our black kids, our young black people being murdered.
I'm gonna say that's different only because maybe you shouldn't have to show this type again, but that was our first time on air seeing black men do it. So it's because we get into this thing where we keep pointing fingers to the other side, acting like our stuff don't stink, knowing that we're doing the same thing because we feel like they're getting away with it. We should be able to too. So I'm glad that it was shown. It should have been shown. But I don't think we should show another one, but I'm glad that one was shown.
But and it's a lot of black cops that have violated. But again, like you said, we tend to sweep it under the rug because they're a black cop. But a cop is a cop.
They're not gonna sweep it under the rug because it's convenient.
No,
I'm talking about
this
us.
one.
I'm talking about us.
No, I'm just saying Listen, let's call it what it is. This is the first time they've ever charged the cops this fast because it's the first time they've all been black.
That's true.
And so
they have acted swiftly.
It's no consequence now because they black. Guess what? We get to burn them anyway. We don't like them anyway.
Right. That is true. Because I was like, oh, that's swift. Like swift justice. Like
and to their rational thinking, we're giving y'all what you want. No, you're giving us what we want on our own people. But when it's you, when it's white, we have a whole pushback.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. We're so caught up in not taking responsibility of our own actions and knowing that we're trying to prosecute the other side, but we'll sit and do the same thing, knowing that we are going to be punished fairly different, easy and fast, because I make that same post. I'm against anybody doing wrong, but I want you to have that same energy the next time the other side kills a black person as well. I want y'all to sit up here and swiftly take their pension. They shouldn't be in no desk getting paid while you doing an investigation, because that's unfair. So
and they've only been on this unit. I don't know how long they've been on the force, but only on the unit since 2015 or something like that. So they're all, new. And I can imagine they got called to be on this special unit.
Oh, they happy.
Power.
And guess what?
Got extra pay.
They went watch training day.
Right.
The first thing they did is went watch training day. Thought there was Lonzo.
Right.
And what you want.
And that right there hurt me, that image, of black police officers. Nice looking brothers. Cute looking brothers too. You standing around and you literally you're gloating on how
you just gonna say gloating. Yep.
On how you them knocked his and this, that, other.
But your baby mama drag you through the mud anytime she wants.
And you're probably going back home, going to church and all this, and we're expecting you.
These are people. Listen, when it come down to these guys, these are people who do not. You don't just. They have no power at home in the places that really mean something. As a man, that will affect you. You will go other places looking for that power. And the place where you shouldn't abuse it, it's there for you to abuse, so you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the question.
Yeah.
Why do we? What is that? What type of power do we need?
So look. Hold that question. We're going to take a quick music break. When we come back, let's answer that question. What power do black men need to prove to the world or to prove to their families and friends? So listen, stay tuned to 101 TKORadio and the mailroom. We'll be right back. Hey, y'all.
That's gonna be a concert, because a lot of kids don't have power at home.
I don't know, because some of them are active in the community, and that's my question. Is like active, they go back home and
active in the active in the community is a front. When them doors close and you at home, that's where your power should be. That's where the people around you should recognize you. I'm gonna be honest, when I go home, I don't have to say, well, this is my house. When I walk in the house, everybody knows you're in my house. And it's not that I flex my power. It's the simple fact that that's the structure of my house. My wife said she wanted a king. She wanted somebody to rule her house on side of her. So she makes sure that that's in place. I tell people at work, I could give a less about nothing. Why? Because my power is at 153. I rule St. Louis. That is my country. When I step off that property, I understand that I don't rule nothing else, and I'm good with that. But when you step in my house, I don't need you.
So what does that? Well, my question is, okay, so because these guys they're out.
You'll be very surprised. They probably got the same power you talking about, Tank, at their house, and it's just they want more.
You can't, because the thing about it is your personality. When you look at most men and look at their personalities that they exhibit outside the home, look at the personality they exhibit inside the home. There's probably some stuff that we don't know that's good, because there's nowhere in the world that you can abuse a human being like that out in public so comfortably, because they were comfortable.
Yeah, because they've been doing this.
Yes, they've been
doing it for a long time.
Yeah, because the unit, and that's what I'm saying. What does this Scorpio unit entail?
You'll be very surprised how a
and
person can
we
flip.
are back live on 101 TKO Radio and the mail room. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Make sure you're tuned in on the station 101TKORadio.com so you can get a full interview, a chat, and the music and all of that. We're having candid conversation, culture conversation about Tyree Nichols, rest in power. And, you know, my heart goes out to the residents of city of Memphis, to even the five, their families, because their lives have changed. You know, they have children and wives and girlfriends. Their lives have changed. And unfortunately, their consequences are affecting their families as well. And so my prayers this morning to my family out in Memphis, you know, I hate to say keep your head up, but let's, you know, just continue to pray, because it's a dark cloud over Memphis, and crime rate in Memphis is really high. And then when you have police officers that you trust in the community, because again, this is not a hood community that he was in. It was a suburban area, right? So it wasn't like he was on dope or anything, or he was trying to get home to his mom's house, which was, he was 80 yards away. And these Black men that killed, you know, I know they are police officers or whatnot, but they were Black men first before they became police officers. And that was that image, seeing all of them standing around like he was a dog in the street, and you just laughing.
You know what that was? For me, my opinion is that was alpha male syndrome. And that's why I was saying, Tank, is that you'll be very surprised. That was kind of like your boy Jackson and Kevin Samuel type attitude, that their house, if you go to their house may seem and look and it's like, I don't know, they're for a person to do that, and regardless of what race they are, you have to have a sonor like, you need to have people bow down to you, and they may have a house where they are, quote unquote, whatever form of kings that they are, but then they feel like when they step outside, they need that same energy.
I want to know, I know they said they were talking about bringing charges to everyone standing around as well.
Yes,
they should. They should.
They will, because they're gonna link them to his death.
Well,
has you given aid to him in a timely manner. Yeah. Therefore, he would still be alive. As a firefighter, you are trained as a first responder.
You should have stopped
emergency aid.
Yeah. And they literally stood there. They literally stood there.
They're going to count every minute on that video that they stood there. Yeah. And they're going to charge them according to the minute. I promise you.
Yeah. Well, the thing that the lawyer was saying, that it's probably going to be a little bit challenging to charge everybody else that was standing around, but definitely those five, because they got them on video. Mm-hmm. The others that they were, from what the lawyer was saying, that they are definitely going to try, but hopefully that they can, because again, if we're a unit and you see, and this is the part that, and I'm a firm believer, there's still good cops out there. They're great. I know some very great cops, police officers, you know, some right there in Memphis, they're good police officers. And there are some that do stand up for the behavior. I think there was a police officer that was on Instagram yesterday or the day before, and he was saying the same thing. He said, I love my job. He said, the problem is many of us stand around and we watch our partners do something and don't say anything, and we allow this, and this is the reason why we don't hold each other accountable.
Yep, that's the point. And that's in the neighborhood as well. It goes right back to, we protest and we say that, hey, we need justice for the young child that got killed by the white cop, but then just seeing the neighborhood drug dealer shoot up 10-year-olds because they were shooting at this other person that got away, but now 2 10-year-olds are killed, and you saw who it was, but I can't snitch because I ain't no punk.
Yeah. So my question to you all as Black men, what did this really do to you all? What was the how did it really make you feel?
It further puts in my head 100% that I don't care what color you are. You wear that uniform, you one of them. Period.
Yeah.
You just proved to me and reinforced to me that uniform changes you, changes your mindset, and I should think of you the same way I think of every last one of them. Put my hands on my steering. I don't care how comfortable it makes you feel. Put my hands on my steering wheel and put my wallet with my driver's license open on the dashboard. You don't need nothing else from me.
Yeah.
You can run my plates and get all the information you want. No, I will not remove my hands from the steering wheel.
Yeah.
I don't care how embarrassed you feel because it's broad daylight and I won't remove my hands from the steering wheel. The cop actually told me, he said, I feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
I said, why should you feel embarrassed? I said, I'm not going to remove my hands because I just saw a couple of Black people get killed on TV.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the crazy part. You asked me dumb questions during the stop to try to make me nervous.
Yeah.
And then you have your go-to. I smell marijuana protruding out of the car. You don't smell nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, they are giving excuses that are automatic, whether you're Black. I mean, and it's generic. It's all around the country.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel that you are no better than your white friends, counterparts. You're all the same.
Yeah.
And the only difference is now you're being shown that you're not the same because you chose to follow your counterparts. Now you're going to go to jail. Now you're going to do real time while they get away with it.
Yeah.
They're going to show you that you're not equal.
Yeah.
And that's so sad that you took it upon yourself to feel that you were equal and killed this young man. And now they're going to end your life the same way.
Yeah.
And they're going to make an example out of you because you're a Black man. And you know what? The sad part about it is you need to be made an example out of because you joined them.
Yeah.
You took away one of us. You don't know what that young man's future was.
Right.
You probably took away somebody's future leader.
Yeah.
What did he really do?
Right. What did he really do? A traffic stop. And then too, we need to know, for me, it's making me investigate. Well, it makes me want to learn more and more about my rights as a citizen driving, because again, a lot of the stuff, they don't know a lot of the laws that they're trying to enforce. Because what did y'all do? What did he do for y'all to pull him out the car?
Correct.
Other than and again, you can hear them clearly say, make up all these excuses. He was driving erratically, or he was, he tried to reach for my gun. Like you said, they literally have these generic excuses to come up with, because you were all standing around trying to get everybody's story together, because y'all used to doing this, man. LaRon, I know the city councilman, he was speaking. I don't know if you saw that part. He went into tears. He went into tears as a Black man. He went into tears.
I cried too.
And I can understand. I can understand.
I cried too, and it made me understand even more why I said on the show a couple of weeks ago, I'm lost. And now it sinks in even a little bit more that I'm glad that I'm lost and I'm found as well, because I'm understanding that, especially in the Black community, our ancestors were stripped from whatever tribe that they were from. And our house is a mimic of what our ancestors learned back during slavery. So for you to tell me what a man is, you're basically going off the European ideology. Because if I go over to Africa, where possibly any of my ancestors come from, what they're doing, how they were raising their family is not the same as you going over into a tribal, even in indigenous family. So we have to, as a community, as black men, because I even hate going on these apps and seeing how black men are tearing down black women. So that question, how are we? We're not doing good because we're sick. We're sick. We need some healing done because we're still suffering from the traumatic stuff that's being passed down from our ancestors that went to our grandfathers, to our great grandfathers, to our great great grandfathers. And no one has sat down and understood that what the slaves were taught, that they passed down to us, it was not right. And we need to recreate ourselves.
Chef says to stop, they do gangbang with it. So he's saying that it's definitely a gang.
Yeah,
it's gang.
It's
because that act was gang.
That stuff like that is a pay for game, pretty much. It's funded. It's a money funded game.
Yeah, and it's just sad because again, it's sad. I keep just looking at the image of the black men. You know, these are college educated men,
we are sick.
And yeah, we are. We have not healed. No. And I get the slavery part, but my thing is we're in 2023. We got to change the culture of the police officers.
The police were created for what?
Right.
What were they first created for?
But it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop there, though, Tank. It goes even further.
But no, they're living up to the police were made to keep and control black people. If you go back and trace who the hunters were,
no,
I understand to do that.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
They're keeping true to what they were created for.
Yes.
They were created to keep us in line.
And guess what?
Right,
we're falling right into it, though. Yes, we
have the power to change that.
And we choose not to.
Some of us are not choosing.
Some of us are choosing, but that black and blue code, if you haven't noticed, is very organized and very strong.
Yeah.
They keep billions of dollars in funding from different organizations on hand to fight cases like this.
Yeah.
They have well-funded background where people actually will get them the best lawyers possible.
Yeah. And that's why we have to hit them in the pockets with the pension. It's just not enough to fire them, because they can go into private and get investigated and all of that. There are other avenues, right? Mm-hmm. But if we hit them in the pocket with their pension, guess what? That's going to really start changing their behaviors, because that pension is what they rely on. Remember, police officers don't make money like that. They're like us, teachers, any service, the fire department, all that, they don't make money, right? So that pension they rely on for their families. Mm-hmm. So if we hit them in their pockets, when we say, okay, they're going to be fired for, whatever they did, and then we go after their money, that's going to put a stop to a lot of this behavior, because then they will see, oh, wait a minute, this I can risk. Because again, as an educator, guess what one of our number one sayings is? You ain't worth it. You not worth me putting my hands on, because I already know that you're coming after my certificate. And once you take off my certificate, guess what? You're messing with my retirement. So you're not worth it. Whereas the police officers, you can get fired and you can go into another police department in another state, another city. We've seen it right here in Georgia. We got to start hitting them in the pocket.
When we start understanding that we're expendable, like seriously, to the point because titles for us, it doesn't even stop where being at a police officer, because once we get those titles that we feel that the white man is showing to be promising, once we get those titles, we seem to change how we look at things, and then we get bought out. A lot of times, a lot of people get bought out. They fall into that same system because they see that they're doing it and they're waving and going in and out of stuff, their little cracks and stuff that they've created for themselves, and they feel like they're able to do it as well. But we're expendable, and they love it when we go into their little realm, because we can point the blame on them because they don't know the system like we do. And until we understand it, and again, recreate ourselves and stop trying to follow suit with them, our community will be better. It's pretty much like what Chef was saying. We're not sticking together.
Right. Listen, hold that thought. We'll be right back with a after this break. Stay tuned to 101TKORadio.com as we continue this discussion about Tyree Nichols and police officers and more from the Black male's perspective, live on 101 TKO Radio. The mail room messages from him. We'll be right back. Radio.com as we continue this discussion about Tyree Nichols and yeah, we won't stick together, Chef. I agree. We won't stick together. But I don't understand, like, they don't never, well, I haven't seen it, but they don't never get beat up the rapists and child molesters, you know. Yeah, they get to, I guess they save them for the jail.
Because they know about, first of all, everybody knows the consequence for a child molester, a rapist that's in jail.
Yeah.
You about to get it. You about to be the pincushion for the next 10 to 15. It is what it is. But for cops that go to jail, it's worse.
Yeah.
It's certain. It's certain cases. It's certain situations.
Yeah. Oh, he gonna get it.
I don't know. I hope with that.
They do everything they can.
Yeah.
It's just certain situations that they choose to make.
You can attack their pension all you want to, but when it comes down to the policemen's their organizational whether they get their pension or not, they're gonna still fight. They're gonna still fight because they have a contract.
Yeah.
The contract says that they are going to defend them.
Yeah.
So even
the police union,
the union, so whether they get their pension or not, that just means that money goes and stays within the union. But the sad part about it is they will defend them.
They'll defend them, but then their families won't get nothing.
But they don't go to jail. That's the whole point.
Right. But I think in some of these cases, if they're doing the, killing, then they will. But but if they we have to start somewhere.
Look at all these past killers we've had and how they found them not guilty. Because of the fact that under the law and under the contract that they signed to be an officer, what happened, they were exempt. If you start shutting these unions down and saying, well, you know what? No. This is automatically murder.
Right.
Like you just did with these cops.
Yeah.
This is the first time you've seen that within several days they've been charged. No other race of cops have been charged. They're gonna make an example out of us to show, okay, so you did it, so we're gonna make sure you get swift justice because it's you.
Yeah.
As black men, we all have to start standing up against this.
So and that's my next question. Are we as black men, are y'all standing together?
No.
Too afraid?
And what are you? If you're not, then what are you doing?
You don't know.
And why you're not?
I'm gonna save it for you to say.
Right. Right. I want to know because we have enough positive black men. So where's the Million Man March? Y'all stop doing that?
When these little kids started pulling out pistols, that changed that Million Man March.
It shouldn't have. Why? It should not have. That's what I'm saying. It should not have. We should not be afraid of our own people. I get.
I know the answer.
Trust me. I get the.
And
Did you any one of y'all participate in the Million Man March back then? Okay, you probably were already in the service. I mean, you probably. When did that happen? That big one was it 91, 90? Yeah. Right. Going up here because it was in Washington or something like that.
All of a sudden,
1995, October 16.
Yeah, 95. Yeah.
I was 15. I was in school.
You were. That's right. Y'all were younger. Yeah.
And my roommates went.
Yeah.
My roommates went.
Yeah.
I tried to go to the one that they did here,
with a baby,
but it was too hot, and I couldn't do it.
We back. Where's another song? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I tried to do the one here.
Oh, the one in Atlanta.
No. They actually had one here where they had came down.
Oh, okay. Deep smoke. And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio, the mail room. It's one of my favorite artists, D Smoke, Closer to God. He is a very conscious rapper out of Inglewood, California. When you get a chance to get his album up, he's very good. Listen, we are talking about Tyree Nichols, rest in power, Tyree. In the city of Memphis, police officers, and again, we've had another traumatic American history. Mm-hmm. This is American history. Another traumatic experience with police officers. And this time, it was a gang of Black men that killed another Black man. Mm. And at the end of the day, they were Black men, but they were Black men in uniform, in blue. And that was the image that I watched last night, like so many of us did. We you know, it was just, you know, it was a very sad moment. Call in if you want to call in. The number is 678-439-7419. If you want to call in again, it's 678-439-7419. And the question of the day for everyone, especially my Black brothers, how are y'all doing? And LaRon, before we went to break, you wanted to touch bases on.
You can ask that question.
How are y'all doing?
Not that one.
Which one?
Why are we not?
Why are we not sticking? Yeah, before we left, we were talking about, Chef made a comment that on IG, he said we're not sticking together to save the community or ourselves. And so that is my question. Are you a Black man that's sticking together? And if not, if so, how are you doing that? But if you're not sticking together, why not? What is stopping you from being active in your community and doing what you're supposed to be doing?
I know that a lot of us are kind of like just drained from the slavery talk and whatnot. But when I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, I did a lot of research on the illness, and I had came across a study where some scientists were experimenting on some rats. Mm-hmm. And just to make a long story short, they got a bell and they tased the rats. They will tase them and ring the bell, or they would ring the bell, they didn't tase them. They did this for years with these group of rats. These rats had kids. They did the kids the same way. They did this for a few years. These rats had kids. They did this for a few years. Then after these rats had kids, all they had to do was ring a bell and the rats, and they shook. They didn't have to. Mm-hmm. So that generational curse, that trauma, it does get passed down mentally. And so my answer to that is we are scared of dying, because once we stand up, the first thing that happens is one of us get killed. And when one of us get killed, then other people stand in line and they get in place. Say, oh, well, I don't want to do that, because we're so attached to material things. And so I go back to titles. It goes way past them having those suits on. Titles, any power entitlement, people, for some reason, their egos get so aggressive and they feel that, oh, you can't talk to me in that sense because, oh, I'm this particular person. I have this backing, whether it's military, police, a CEO. It's just that we have made certain things so important that we realize that there's a such thing as a human being, a life. And I guarantee if those police officers, and a lot of people say this when things happen, if they're with their kids, they will probably be turning stuff over right now.
Yeah, that's the shocker for me. That's the shocker. It's like, you know what's been happening to our brothers across the country. But again, because you're a person in blue.
Correct. It's a culture.
It's a culture.
So and the color doesn't even matter. It's their culture. They're taught that culture. Yeah. They're indoctrinated with that culture from day one, that you stand by your brother no matter what, if he's wrong, right, indifferent. Yeah. Yeah. And that is sad. Yeah. And to be honest with you, that's the way some people raise their households.
Yeah. And I remember, I forgot which, no disrespect, and please forgive me, I forgot which other traumatic experience we were dealing with at that time. And they were talking about it wasn't George Floyd, it was somebody else, but they had a group of Black police officers, and they were talking about when they tried to stand up against the police station and all of that.
King.
No, this was before George Floyd, but it was somebody else. But they were interviewing Black officers, and they were talking about how they are told not to say anything. Like they see the behavior, and when they do try to stand up, you know, they get shunned or fired. Listen, we have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller. How are you? Good morning, caller. How you doing?
What's going on, Johnny Prince? How y'all doing?
DJ Johnny Prince. How you do? How you do?
Oh man, it is all good. It is good. First of all, I want to shout to you and shout to King, shout to LeVon for having such an amazing show, man. You know, to be talking about, you know, this horrific topic.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not all right. You know, I'm not all right. You know what I'm saying?
And thank you for being honest.
To be able to talk about this. Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I think it's important that us men, you know, continue to be honest and not to be afraid to really share and say that, you know, we're not all right, you know? So, but in talking about, you know, the case here, so it's just such a tragedy, and I believe that, you know, they laugh at us, you know, when we had these conversations, when we get together after such a horrific act like this, you know, us talking about, you know, what it could be, what it is, why it is, and this all this stuff, come up with our own individual theories and stuff, they laugh at us and whatnot. And I think that, you know, this is like the separation, it goes back to, I think the worst thing that happened to us is integration. Right?
Yeah.
And you know, when you go
don't get me on that.
When you go back to when you go back to other Greenwood, when you go back to other periods of times back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, where we had thriving communities, we had our own hospitals, we had our own schools, we had our own banks, we had our own infrastructure, we had everything. We had to depend on nobody. Now that power has been stripped from us. I know I hear y'all talking about we have the power to change. How we have the power to change if we don't own any schools, we don't own any banks, we don't own any police departments, we don't own nothing. We don't have nothing.
But that's what we need. That's that change we need, though, Johnny.
That don't care nothing for us.
Right.
Whatsoever.
Yeah.
Use us. Use our labor. Lock us up. Talk about it. Separate us. You know what I mean? Like, this is what they do. They understand the power of a Black man. That's why they so quick to kill us and strip us of everything, of our knowledge.
How did it make you feel? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
No, how did it make you feel what?
How did it make you feel seeing that this time it was brothers?
That it was brothers, that was Black men?
Yeah, that killed Tyree.
Oh, I wasn't surprised. Because they uphold a system. It's a system. It's a brotherhood before brotherhood. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
color blue.
It's them before us.
Yeah.
It's that color blue. It's nothing comes past that. It's the same thing with the military. It's the same thing with that. Nothing comes before the brotherhood of a military.
Yeah.
Like this is simply what it is. That's just what it is. I mean, bottom line.
Yeah.
So, until we separate from this system, it's like we're gonna forever have these conversations. We're going to forever have these disagreements. We're going to forever have these conclusions, these theories, these thoughts, these conspiracies. Until we separate, we're going to continue to be separated and within the system.
Yeah.
Until we separate, we're going to continue to be separated within the system. Point blank, period. However you want to see it, however, whatever, we're going to forever fight and disagree and be separated. We ain't going to never be united with our system until we separate from this wicked system, period.
Wow.
Black cops are going to forever continue to do what they do. White cops wouldn't even have done that.
Yeah.
I've seen them done it before, but the way they beat him like that, they would have just tapped him, punched him, and then he wouldn't have died though. He would have been hurt. But these cops went to kill him.
Yeah.
They wanted to. That is a systematic. That's a systematic, demonic. This is what they were taught.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. This is the system that we believe in, that we like. All cops ain't good or bad. All right, well, what happened?
Yeah.
Well, what happened? Well, what happened? If all cops ain't bad, then what happened? You got some speaking out, but when it comes down to it, when another cop see another cop doing some faulty stuff, when it comes down to it, blue before you. Period.
Wow.
And I know cops.
Right.
I know cops. And Sister Mel would tell me, look, bro, it's me before you. I'm in this. I'm in this thing. Like I'm stuck here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of stuck here. This is what they tell me.
Yeah.
Same thing with the military. And I know, like, even with the military, right? And I don't know if Nelson. I know Nelson is. Shout out to you, Nelson. I don't know if he's ever been in the combat, but my cousin. I got a couple cousins that went to Iraq at the beginning, when 2004, I think.
Yeah.
2008.
Yeah.
When they invaded Iraq, like the American military is very different. It's the same as these cops. They were taught very different. For me to get you to shoot an unarmed child, I have to strip you of your knowledge. When they were out there, they were shooting kids and women for fun. Yeah. This is what he has done. His comrades has done. So what are they teaching these people in the military? What are they teaching these people in the police department? Like what's really going on? I don't even have to know. We have to separate ourselves. Period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can feel how you want to say or whatever, but we can't kumbaya no more with these people, with this system. We can't afford that.
Yeah.
Because we're separated from our women. How can we get back to that? Forget everything else. We're the only species on earth that is separated from their women on purpose.
Yep.
How can we fix that?
Yeah.
Once we fix that, we can start to move forward. Until then, this is gonna continue to happen.
Right.
These disagreements, these arguments, these shows.
Wow. Thank you, Johnny, for that commentary, that your thoughts on this. We appreciate you as always. You are a fan with the mail room. Listen, we're going to take a quick song break, and when we get back, we're going to continue this discussion. It is, and again, I want you, if you want to call in, the number is 678-439-7419. I want to hear from you as Black men. How are y'all doing? Because it is a lot. It is a lot, and we can't continue to just sweep y'all under the rug. It's a lot for our community, but Black men, how are y'all doing? So listen, stay tuned to 101 TKO Radio and the mail room. We'll be right back. And we can't continue to just. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I was looking at that. This is a conversation like, I'm just tired of having it. What you say, Chef? We'll be right back. He says stay strapped up, and that's what it seems like it's going to end up like. But which city is that now? Which state? Like you can now, you can shoot back at the police officers. It's they I want to say it's up the north area. Chef, can you find out which city that is? It's a proposal on the books. I don't know if it's passed yet, but they're like if you feel your life in danger from a police officer, you can. It's good. Yeah. Yeah. Police officer, right. It's going to be that retaliation thing. Yeah. Chef, can you look that up? If we were just watching it, I forgot which city it is in state, but they are proposing and where they are giving the citizens rights to fight back the police officer. So that it is going to be fun. And that's what I'm saying. It's designed. Who can do, you right, them white boys, yeah. But for us, they coming after us. LaRon, that's one of your favorite artists. Toby.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, he's gonna be in a new Transformer movie.
Oh, is he? I like Toby.
They got a chance to get a Grammy too.
Okay.
They've been nominated.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's been doing it. He's done it all by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Indiana. It's Indiana. Yeah, Indiana.
It's Texas too.
Oh,
Stand your
Texas
ground in
also?
Texas.
No, for the citizens to shoot back at the police officers?
I think so.
I know the stand your ground for us, but against the police officers as well. Indiana is proposing. Did they pass the law, babe? Or is it on the book? But yeah, they're giving the power to the citizens to shoot back.
Maybe it, no, it might not have been Texas.
That image of them kicking him. Yeah, you don't. I mean, you've seen enough in your military time to, and just seeing it. Yeah.
Appreciate your service, Nelson.
Right. Huh?
I was telling Nelson, appreciate his service.
Yeah, definitely appreciate your service. I can't.
Hey.
And we are back live on 101TKORadio.com in the mail room. Listen, we are having an insightful discussion, and it's frustrating to continue to have these discussions, but we got to continue to have them. Our engineer Nelson just brought up a good point. He said he didn't watch it, and because basically you already know the narrative, and he made a good point. He said that oh my, you want me to quote you? You said that he couldn't watch it because it will do something to him, enrage him, as a black man and as a human being. And I can imagine this is what's going on across the nation right now with black men in our we're sitting at our dinner tables at breakfast and whatnot. And again, we're discussing another brother being killed, and we're not given the chance to release this, We're expected to continue. I expected Nelson to come in here and do his thing. I expected Tink to come in here and sit on the mic. I expected LaRon to log on. I expected my husband to, get up and do his chef and whatnot. I'm expecting y'all to do this and keep going. And that's the reason why I said, how are y'all doing? Because we don't allow y'all to release this. I can't, it's again, that image that if you did see the video, you saw brothers from Tyree to all the officers, and you saw one white guy, which was the EMT, but the rest of them were brothers. And in the beginning was a white officer, but the rest of them were brothers, 10, 12 of them, and you're looking like, this is our community. This can be my brothers and whatnot. I have family in Memphis. Like, we have family all over, places. But I have family, I have cousins literally have black men. And just to see Tyree being kicked to death, beaten to death, and we can't even equate it to Rodney King. I know, we were like, okay, a lot of us were like, that looks like Rodney King all over. Rodney King was, let's not forget, he was on drugs. He was on PCP. So his strength was stronger and not justifying what they did. They beat him, but he didn't die from that. He was injured. He didn't die from that. This brother died from the police officers beating him to death 3 days later because his kidneys failed, he had brain swelling, all of that. He died in a result of them kicking him in the head with steel-toe boots, them boots, and beating him with a baton and punching him repeatedly. That's where he died from. So yes, they murdered Tyree. And this man was only like 140 some pounds. You small. So you mean to tell me it took all of y'all, 5 of y'all, to do that? So that's why I titled this show today, I wanted to see how y'all were doing, because this is a constant, seems like it's like almost every other week, every week.
Like a bad TV show.
Yeah. Like a dream, like you can't get up. You can't wake up from.
But that's the purpose why a lot of us don't watch it, because it keeps happening over and over again.
Yeah.
And if you keep watching it, and to be honest with you, as a dad, it's going to affect the way I raise my kids. because it all it makes you not want to put you can't go nowhere without me. That's the type of attitude it puts you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And you know what I'm saying? I agree with you, saying, because the thing about it, the reason why I don't want to watch it is, you know, like Sean stated, it's going to enrage me, and then the more and more you see it, it's just building inside, and sometimes, you know, when you're saying you constantly holding things inside, but who's to say, you know what I'm saying? I might snap on anybody. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just as far as like snap, just, you know, somebody might just have a regular conversation. That, you know, just not for whatever reason.
Right.
So just the constantly saying that stuff. Nah, I chose not.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I just rely on what other people tell me and stuff like that.
And let me tell you all, it's okay. Don't let anybody bully you. Be like, oh, you have to. No, it's okay. You know, and I thank you for sharing that, Nelson, because that is the truth. You know, you have to protect your peace at some point because, again, y'all have all witnessed this. It's not like we have never seen this.
You've been watching this happen.
We've been watching it.
I'm 48. This has been happening for longer than I've been living.
Yeah.
I've been growing up watching this.
Yeah.
I grew up hearing stories.
Right.
Of how, and this is from my grandmother.
Right.
Of how people would come and just take people from their homes.
Yeah. Yeah. And now that we're actually seeing it.
Only difference is now we have video cameras catching them.
And that's it.
But this has been going on since slavery. They have been walking, literally at one point, just walk in your house.
Yeah, and take you.
Who they want.
Right. Yeah.
And walk out.
Right.
And it's like, now they have cameras to catch you, but you still don't believe it's happening?
Yeah. And these officers were dumb. Y'all know y'all was stupid because y'all didn't even know that the sky camera was watching you. You thought you were getting away with your body cameras. You thought you were taking them off and, you know, you can get away with it. Didn't know your audio because at some point you see that they cut off the audio so you can't hear what they were saying. But your dumb behind forgot that it was still recording. You just laying it face down.
They were going through the motion. Right,
they were going through the motion. But then that's why I said if it had not been for that sky camera, they would have gotten away with it. They probably would have just gotten fired and you know the standard. Yeah. But that sky, and you didn't even need video. You didn't need audio with that sky camera. You didn't need any audio. You already knew what was being said. The actual visual.
I get that we should get enraged. Regardless if we watch it or not, we should get enraged. Yeah. Because our enrage should not be that we go out and we protest enrage, but we go and I go back to what the caller was stating, and this is something that I'm really finna start pushing myself on what God's put on my heart to hashtag I am not the embodiment of what slavery has produced. And it is a narrative. It's a narrative to show that we are barbaric, we are unruly, but for me, it's a mirror image. You're basically putting who you are off on another race when it's really not such thing as a race, but that's pretty much what you've done. You have chosen a select group of people in this world to throw all yourself onto and make the world see them as they should be seeing you. And we give them this because we feel that they are the saviors. They have implemented a tactic to make us think that the only way that we can survive is we have to do what they're saying. We have to walk the way that they say that we should walk. We have to wear what they say that we should wear. Because I know this is a side note, but if you look at Dolce & Gabbana and all these Birkin bags and all this, there are talented Black creators out there doing the same thing that these people are doing, and you choose not to buy into them because they're Black. And we have this crazy idea. If I sit and give my money to this black person, they're gonna make them better than me. But I'm gonna sit up here and spend $300 on a darn Birkin bag. Well, these people don't know me. They some of them can care less about us. And so until we start changing our mentality and start putting it into our community, into our kids, and I want to open it up with saying, like, with these young kids that's suing, that's trying to do a lawsuit against scientists about the African American studies and whatnot. That's a high note for me, because these are young black kids saying that, hey, I want to know what happened, because there's something missing there. You're not telling us what we need to know. You're not showing the world what the world needs to see, because you don't want them to see who you really are.
Yeah.
How can I control you when you know who you really are?
Yeah.
How can I keep my foot on your neck when you know who you are? Like literally, if I don't let you know who you are, if I keep teaching, like this, I saw this article where they said they're not teaching our kids, they're indoctrinating our kids. They're teaching kids from day one that you're black, white people are better, and that this is the place that you should stay in. And it's sad that the structure of the world is still there like that.
But on the flip side, I'm a play advocate, and I don't like saying devil's advocate. But here's my point. Y'all know I love our history and whatnot. I get it. Again, that was then, this is now. We have power, and we don't utilize it. We have power to teach our own. We have power to, as Johnny stated earlier, we have power to do a lot of stuff. We are not ready for that. When I tell parents, get into a homeschooling program or a good school, they're going to, y'all, this is just the tip. Santos doing, that's just the tip. But that, again, is nothing new. It's been happening. We live in the city of Atlanta. I taught in the city of Atlanta for 30 years. I watched as we started fading out Dr. King's holiday and Black History Month over the years. And they started amping up everybody else's, including the LGBT community history. But guess what? Some of us, I'm not going to say all of us, some of us thought about why our children are not in the programs, on holiday programs, or we spent our money on Christmas, the Jordans and whatever.
Right.
Our priorities were messed up.
They are messed up.
So we can't unite, because I do believe that my grandmother used to say that all the time. Integration did mess us up to a certain point.
Yes.
To a certain extent, it messed us up because we no longer have unity. Everybody's trying to get their own. And I get it. I live in a nice, Chef and I live in a nice area. I get it. We want to live in, we deserve to live in nice areas.
Yes.
But one of my people used to ask all the time, why did you teach in the area, stay in the area that you taught? I said, because first of all, that's the community I teach. That's me personally. I taught in the same community. I lived in the same community that I taught. Why? Because again, I couldn't connect with my students if I knew I was going down back over into Hampton in my suburb apartment or home at that time.
Yeah.
I moved to my community so I can know what was going on in our community. We take these, and again, this is my thought, my opinion. We can't connect with our community when we are not in our community. And then we get mad when the others come in our community. And when I say others, white men and white women, they come in and they do stuff for our children, our Black children. We have more white people come in, give our children gifts, book bags, activities, books.
Yep.
When I couldn't even get brothers or sisters to come in and do their part. So we get disconnected from our communities. Then we ask, well, what happened?
We too busy trying to be like the other side.
We are, versus going back to our communities and building that community up. So gentrification takes its place because we forgot about Bankhead. We forget about Boone area, metropolitan area, Stewart Avenue, Stewart Avenue, y'all. We forget about our community. Whereas before, as Johnny stated, before everything was our community.
Yeah.
We had stores. We had restaurants. We had banks. But we can no longer blame slavery for it because we have the economic power.
True,
I'm not doing that when I say that, Sean. And what I'm saying is that's where it stems from. And until we get an understanding that
but we're never going to get an understanding.
That's not true. But you're giving us too much credit. You're giving people that don't want too much credit because some people are just lazy and they would rather sit up here and complain instead of doing something. Because at the end of the day, we're so attached. Again, like I say, if these companies like Jordans and all this stuff that we're spending money on, if they were to just literally sit up here and deliberately say, I do not want y'all wearing my stuff anymore, do you think they're going to stop? No, that's going to make more people go and buy some more. And that's what's going on right now. They already know that we're not going to stop because, and I go back to the scared thing situation. So everything that you said is totally correct. And even with Johnny stating about the schools and stuff, one, I want to say Black Wall Street was probably one of the biggest devastations ever. When that happened, that scared Black people straight right back into that mentality to where, oh Lord, if I get too big, master's gonna cut my head off, basically. And if you look at people, it doesn't matter. Look at the Nipsey Hussles, look at the Big Pop. Look at all these people that seems to start making, because if you go back and do a lot of research where Tupac and Biggie were starting to drop all this beef before they died. And then just they end up getting taken out.
Right. DJ, let me go back to these comments. And again, if you all want to call in, the number is 678-439-7419. Chef says they are scared people with killing influential Black people. DJ Johnny Prince says, how are we going to tell them what to do with their system? He said, we will. That's why we even have to start separating ourselves from each other. And he said, we can't forget all of this stems from. It does. We're not ready to separate. And that is the problem. We're not ready to separate because we're enjoying what we see. We're enjoying the quote unquote good life. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't a good life.
It's not. And instead of investing, and I am the person who loves diversity. I love diversity. I lived in all of my neighborhoods have always been diverse. However, when it goes back down to my Black dollars, when it goes to just like really reinvesting in my community, that's what I do. That's what my household does. That's not mine. I'm sorry, babe. Our household. Okay, that's the Black independent woman thing. That's what my family does. We reinvest in our community. And half of us don't do that anymore.
We don't because, I'm going to be honest with you. When I moved to Atlanta, I didn't move to the Black side of town. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah.
I purposely moved to a part of town.
Right, you don't have to apologize for that.
I always said one thing. I want to move somewhere where anybody in the world can get off a plane and just walk into my neighborhood and say, I want to buy your house.
Okay.
That does not happen in our neighborhood.
Not all of it. We have some really great neighborhoods.
We do.
We have some really great neighborhoods. The thing is, we have to understand where the hood is and where we have great neighborhoods. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And to a certain extent, it shouldn't matter.
Right.
But when it comes down to it, I did what was best for my kids' education.
Right.
Because I knew that they were not going to be competing against little Johnny across the road. He's going to be competing against that student in Asia, Japan, Korea, London, France, the world.
Right.
And I wanted to get them an education that spanned the globe, not just my local region.
Right. But also understand, I want people to understand that the education that we're seeking is going to come with some cost. Just what Santos is doing. They dangle it. And what I'm saying, I'm not saying that you cannot invest in going to other schools. What I'm saying is at the top of that education chain is not us.
No,
it's
it is not.
People like Santos and the secretary, whatever her name, I forgot her name, Department of Education. It's people like them that trickle down and so forth. And we don't go to those board meetings. Listen, stay tuned to 101TKORadio.com. When we come back, we're going to finish this discussion on police and the systems and education in the systems. And basically overall, how are you all doing, Black men? We want to hear from you, 678-439-7419, but stay tuned. We'll be right back up after this break. Because what Santos and them are doing is typical. They're going to use their power to get rid of our education. And they know that we don't have this choice, but we do have a choice. And that's why I keep saying, for me, I have to cut out the excuses because we have enough Black teachers who to start our schools. There are several schools that are starting right now that nobody wants to invest in because they see it's an all Black. I'm not sure. But these are STEM schools that are about to start. We don't want to invest in it because again, we're part of that system. And this is the part that they're incorporating their history, what they want everybody to know. And right now, it's LGBT community history. I didn't even know it was a history, but they have a history.
You want to know, but then Santos wanted to...
So now that's part of the curriculum. Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's part of the curriculum. So now Black history curriculum is down here at the bottom.
Hey,
everybody else is at the top.
But what Santos said, that's the reason why he wanted to reject Black, the African history, because it had queer in it.
Yeah. Bull crap.
It's bull crap. Yes, exactly.
Right. It's bull crap. You know? So that's what I'm saying. We have to understand these systems that are in place. And they're going to start with education because they know most of us want that good education. So what do? We go to the good schools, which is fine, but then we forget about the schools that need uplifting. I've seen more white people come into our schools in our community do more for my children. And you can ask anybody of my colleagues, my brow would go up every time I saw them white people coming in. And no disrespect to them because they did come in and do some good. But it was always just feeling like, here you go, little Black child. Here you go, here's the gift. Here you go.
It was. A lot of it was. It made them feel good.
And my thing is, and I would ask my Black people, hey, that's why I would always reach out to them. And I can understand I was blessed to have my friends and family. When I asked for gifts and so forth for my children, they would donate. But, you know, it's... Yeah, so that's coming after... Oh, no, wait a minute. Okay, so when we come back after this song. We can take a break and do the business shout out when we come back after this break. Yeah, we'll do that and then we'll finish the discussion. They want to take away African culture, so what? People that, and that's my whole attitude. So what? They want to take it away. Yeah. Well, that's the other part. It's like now we got to reach out to the people that we do. It's so many
You know what the parents at home.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. But I rather, and for me, as a, now knowing and see, I rather do it like that versus now relying on the school. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to do it like, yeah. Right, right. Yeah, but we can. But the thing is, we can find that course or people that can teach our children that. Because I'm trying to tell y'all, it's gone. Our Black history is gone out of school.
Same house, same community, and different.
Yeah.
So they devalue it.
Yeah.
From a mindset, you already do that.
Yeah.
No matter what, we're in that house. So I think if I'm going to be always starting off devalue, I'm going to make sure that when you get the devalue, that you're going to have to look at yourself and be like,
yeah. So let me ask you, as a father out in that county, what Black history is being taught at your school?
Very minimal, very good.
Right. So
but I'm gonna be honest, we do it at home. We do follow what you say, Coach.
And we are back live on 101TKORadio.com and the mail room. Listen, we're going to take a quick break and do these business shout outs. And if you want your business shouted out, you can DM me, DM the mailroom 7671, or you can email us at ygm7671@gmail.com for your business shout out live on the radio and on on air. So who do you have for us?
Well, today we're shouting out Erica Smith, intimacy coach, certified sexual health consultant, Pure Romance by Lady E, 678-698-3374, or email her at prbylady@gmail.com. Also shouting out Fareed Collier, Luxury Barbering Group, IG at Fareed_the_barber, Facebook at Fareed Collier. Booking 904-618-0135. Also business shout outs, The Boss Shop. TheBossShop.com, 706-402-8359. And that's email at info@thebossshop.com. Natural Hair Academy at IG at My Natural Hair Academy, 706-402-8359, or email at info@mynaturalhairacademy.com.
And again, those are our businesses. Thank you so much for sponsoring the mail room. And if you would like your business shouted out, contact us ASAP. We got you covered. So listen, we are continuing this conversation, and there's a good conversation on IG as well. Let me read some of these. Let's see, DJ Johnny Prince, the school is providing misinformation. Yes, they are. He says, also, Mr. and Mrs. Takeover says, that's all good, but it's sad because the parents at home don't want to do work to teach. Unfortunately, a lot of parents are scared. And Chef told me to please let y'all speak. I am letting them speak. We all passionate, boy. Whatever. You just messed up the flow of the conversation. So the DJ Johnny Preston, they're still teaching that Christopher Columbus discovered America. What? He says. And so the conversation is really good on IG if you want to jump in as well. But make sure you're tuned in to 101TKORadio.com in the mailroom. And if you want to jump in this conversation, call in 678-439-7419. And we're talking about these systems that are in place, and from the police officers to education.
How are Black men doing?
And at the end of the day, how are y'all doing?
Well, you know what? I think that for the most part, most of us are scared, and we're scared for our children.
Mm-hmm.
Because regardless of what we do say, it's like we don't want to lock them up in the house. We want them to have that freedom.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just be honest. Getting behind a car has become something more than just an average drive now.
Mm-hmm. Tank, you can't even say a car, man. They walking home by themselves. They still get it.
It's a life skill. Just being out in the world as a black man, because you're perceived automatically because you're a male as a threat. You're walking down the street and you're considered with your hands in your pocket, and you're considered a threat.
Yep.
So with this, all of y'all have children.
Yep.
Are you teaching them the rights? Because we continue to have this conversation, as Johnny said earlier. It's going to keep happening, right? So now it boils down to the home education. Are you teaching your children and your family members your rights?
Yes and no.
I was
because
say,
you teach them, and this, because my oldest son gets behind the wheel of a car every day.
So not just behind a car, but their rights. So are you teaching them?
You're teaching them their rights, but you also have to teach them, hey, and it's sad, you have to teach them how to handle knowing their rights, how to present knowing their rights.
Yeah.
Presentation is everything. You can't be overly aggressive. You have to, and it's sad, you have to teach them survival mode.
Okay.
There's a real survival mode that black men go into when we get into these situations. And you tell us, oh, y'all cowered up. No, we did what we had to do to make sure we went home.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, running your mouth because you know your rights and your rules, and just being reckless with your mouth, that's not going to get you.
Do you consider that to be reckless, though?
That's what they're waiting for. They're
waiting for it. So why should I give you what you're looking for, and then I end up dead?
Okay.
I'm sorry, but there is nothing. There is nothing. I'm going home to Latoya. Jeremiah.
Right. So I wouldn't say, well, for me, I wouldn't say it's reckless. I think there are some people who are not literally afraid of the police officer because they do know their rights.
True.
And I get that.
You have to, and I understand. And some people say, but you have to dress, it's sad. You should not have to, but you have to dress it up a certain way.
For those people who are saying, okay, I can handle this the other way. Because you do have those people that say, listen, I don't care what y'all say, you can kill. I'm ready to die today for my right. And that does make a difference. Are you ready to die for your right?
I don't have the right to put my life on the line when I have other people that depend on me.
Okay.
I don't have the right to sit and do all that when I know that there's a woman at home with 3 children who call me dad, that I don't have the right to be reckless with my life anymore because other people are depending on me. I understand what my rights are, but when this cop pulls me over and starts asking questions, I don't have to let you do this, this, and this. But sometimes, let's be honest, we get to the point to where we feel we know our rights and laws, and we want to exercise on the point. But it's how you present it.
How do you present it? I'm confused by that because
you like for instance, you go in that flight mode. You present it in a way that you try to be overly what? Let's be honest. You try to be overly charming. You try to be you go into that slave mentality almost because you know this man got a gun.
You're saying that you're going into that slave mentality?
As black men, you almost go into that mentality because this man's walking up on you. When they walk up to your car, they're not walking to your car with their hand out to shake your hand. It's on their pistol.
I don't think they're going into slave mentality. I think they're going into revolt mentality.
It's a survival mentality. It's a survival. You are literally walking up. This man's walking up with a gun, and his hand is on it right here. And you're looking at him with his hand. His hand is on his gun before he tells you good evening.
But okay, so this is my question. This is what I'm asking. You a man, he's a man. You know your rights. He knows his rights and their rights. And a lot of the rights they don't know, right?
Right.
So I don't. Is it fair to say that that you in the car or whatnot, you're acting as a slave to this? Because again, that's the whole point. You're giving into this when you know it's not.
So
That's what I'm
But
asking.
this is the thing, though. If someone keeps showing you images on TV, then I'm gonna kill you. And they're not only saying it now, they're doing it and getting away with it. When you sit there and you get pulled over, it does flash in your mind. I don't care what
that you're a slave.
No, that you're a black man, and this man thinks that he has that master mentality and power over you. He has a pistol. He's walking up on your car, and before he tells you good evening, the first thing he does is he puts his hand on his pistol. That image alone, as a black man.
So you're saying that you just supposed and again
they expect you to sit there and just, hey, that's a control method. I mean, it's been put into us to a certain extent that when they do that you're supposed to obey everything they say.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're saying that you're supposed to act like a slave.
To me, that is kind of like the slave, because when the cops came around, they expect you to bow down, do whatever they said, when they said it, how they said it, in order to be let go and go free. Because you didn't do nothing wrong. I mean, and it's the same thing today. They're pulling us over. They're showing us aggression because, I'm sorry, I don't see the need to put your hand on your pistol. And when I'm looking at and I'm seeing you walking up on me with your hand ready on your pistol before you say good evening to me, because I'm a black man. I've seen white people on traffic stops go off. Like completely, like just one guy took the ticket, signed it, threw it on the ground. The cop told him pick it up. He allowed him to open the door and pick it up. The guy, I don't see black given that opportunity to express themselves that way because they know the law. If that's the case, you'll get black traffic stops and they will start reciting the law and doing but it don't always work like that. I mean, they over and over again try to take control of the situation using the power that they have, and the biggest power they have is that gun.
What's your take, LaRon? You were saying something?
Oh, I was just going to say that I was going to talk about how there is a way to respond regardless, even if they do put their hands on their gun. But I do see at that end anyway where Tank was coming from, where how when a white person has been pulled over and they can dang near slap the police officer, and the police officer will back up and be like, hey, just calm down, because we just listened to an IG, me and wifey listened to an IG reel where a white person, a white male, was in a area and found, I can't remember what was going on, but the people were doing something they had no business doing, and he was taping it and he was recording it, and this person was like, you have to get off the premises, and he was like, I have all the right to be here. No, turn the camera off. He said, no, I have the right to do this. I'm going to call the police. Call the police. The police was aggressive with him. But kind of going back to what Tank was just saying, the white man was reciting that I am not on their property. I'm standing right here recording. I have all the rights. And the police officer was getting a little aggressive, but the white man was counterattacking with, oh, this right here, that right there, that right here. And, oh, well, call your superior. The superior came and it was like, well, I'm just recording y'all and making sure that y'all leave me alone and walk away without harming me. And that's what they did. On the flip side, unfortunately, I'm going to agree with Tank in the sense of, because it's sad that if we were in that situation, and even though I knew my rights, and I spit him out the same way, not aggressive, because he was not aggressive, they were going to knock the crap out of me. They were going to pin me down. They're going to call 5 more other cops. They're going to jump on 6. Me.
It got to be 6. You're a black man. They come in 6 and 12.
So I can understand where he's coming from that. But I do want to also say there's another side where even though they're coming to the car, a lot of, especially with our young kids, sometimes they get too aggressive when they're responding. And they just go snapping off before they even find out what's going on. And so I don't condone anybody coming snatching you out of your car. If you get snatched out of your car, I feel like you should defend yourself, regardless if unfortunately your life get ended. But if you snatch me out of my car before you even tell me what I have done, I am going to fight back, because now my mind is telling me this is it for you. So I'm not just going to go and just let you take me out like that without fighting back. It's just
Yeah.
it's just plain and simple. So
and that's the part I'm asking, like the rights, because there have been other incidences where the police officers, they snatch you out the car. They don't have a right to do that.
They have a right to do
and
that.
so you as a person, as a human being, you're going to automatically go into that fight mode as well. Because now you're being aggressive, I'm being aggressive, because now my life is threatened because you snatched me out. So that's why I said I wouldn't call anybody being reckless. Now, there are some people that I've seen some videos. It's like, if you don't know all of your rights, just be quiet and confine. And just don't just, do it for the gram. You know what I'm saying? Because I have seen some videos where the people are just, that's not the majority of people though. But so that's why I'm asking, like, do y'all know y'all's rights?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for being honest, because that's the majority of us. We don't know our rights. Nelson, do you know all of your rights? And that's why I want to bring in, if someone is out there that is a traffic stop lawyer with the rights of our rights, I need y'all to call in or connect with me, because again, we don't know our full rights while driving, because there are so many. Some people say, keep your hand up on the dashboard. Some say have your duplicate information where it's right there. Some said don't reach. Some say you can't, this, that, and the other. What are our basic rights while we're driving?
If you want me to be honest, when it comes to us, I don't think it's none. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw it out there. When it comes to us, we can know every single one of them, and we can do it correctly and right. It just depends on how that person is doing, what's on that person's mind during that day, is how your day is going to end. Either you're going to be able to get in your car and leave, or you get your ticket and leave, or something's bad going to happen when it comes to a black person. It's just plain and simple. Because if I can see a butt-naked white man with an AK running behind two police officers on IG and don't get shot, but then you see a college black kid with a cell phone and the first thing you say is gun.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's happened multiple times. We just had an incident like that just happened, where the white guy had a knife and he was coming and swinging it at the officers, and they were trying to de-escalate and talk him down. The guy in the grocery store, before he killed himself, they were trying to convince him to put the gun down and talk him down after he just mass murdered all those people.
There's no talking to us.
They were talking to them. They were talking to us. I mean, this was called and he's called an active shooter at that time, right? So an active shooter that's white, you will talk them down. Right. But someone that's black, you're just gonna kill them and call the protocol.
Yeah, we see that often.
Because we're active black.
Right. I want to know, and I want us to move forward in being proactive. Like, how do we start knowing our rights? And then we got to teach our children. Unfortunately, we do have to teach our children.
We do.
Unfortunately, we have to have these conversations with our family members. We have them with our niece, and we have with our nephews. We have to. I hate it, but it's just something that we have to do because of who we are in the times that we're living in. So with that being said, how are you teaching your rights to your children, and what are you doing? Like, so we know that all of these things happen, right? And I'm in the stage of my life, I'm all about action. We could talk for days and years and whatever. What are you doing as a black man in your community we can't change the world.
I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. I am not doing enough. And that last night made me real. Again, that's why I say I am so happy that God has put it on my heart. Son, you are lost, because that ideal that they have implanted in your head of what a man is, it is not true whatsoever, because that's the same stuff that they're living by. That's the same manhood that they're living by, that they're trying to teach us that we should live by. And it is not. It's not, for me, it's not natural for you to have that so much hatred in your heart that because somebody ran from you,
Yeah. Hold that thought, Lorraine. When we get back, we're going to take a quick music break. And when we come back, live on 101 TKO Radio, we're going to continue this conversation and with the mailroom. We'll be right back.
Lord.
Yeah. Hold that thought, Lorraine. When we get back, we're going to take a quick music break. And when we come back, live on 101 TKO
So what I meant
Radio,
was
we're
that
gonna
the
continue
police
this
treated like a slave
conversation
mentality because remember,
and
the
with the
police
mailroom.
were slave hunters. That's the original name of the police, slave hunters.
Right.
They were only used to hunt slaves,
TaShon
and
and
because the
Friends
slaves were
on
so
101
fast, they would get
TKO
other
Radio,
slaves
knocking them out
to
the
help hunt them down.
What do you mean, Yeah, and
Yeah,
DJ,
Tank,
that's
they
what I
are
want to talk
doing.
about
Tank, they are.
Huh?
That's exactly. But it's what they're doing now in our community. We tell. Well, I ain't gonna say that we're not doing it in the community because we're not telling on ourselves when we
One
need
of
to
the
tell on
things that
ourselves.
I teach my
Yeah.
kids, they have to have a music school. So if you look at your my kids are
Right.
the post,
Right.
and I teach them like a couple things that you can do. First thing you actually do it in the car, and they caught you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't act, is accountability.
Do y'all have like the conversation card that put in the car? So for when
It's on the phone. It's on the
Well,
and it shouldn't be on.
Right, that's what I say, not on the phone.
The insurance company in the back of the insurance card, they have kids talking on the phone and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I know the insurance, that's on all our stuff, but I'm saying the right of a black man or whatever.
No, it's just basic rights when you drive. When your kids start driving,
Mm-hmm.
they download that handbook.
Yeah.
To play for the driving test.
Yeah.
The rules and stuff of the road and everything, the traffic laws are there.
Yeah, I know that part. We get all of that. I'm saying like your First Amendment rights and all of that.
Oh, you mean the First Amendment?
Yeah, all of that. That's what I'm saying. Those rights.
Yeah, that's not say it different. We're talking about traffic rights. First Amendment rights, yes.
But that's what I'm saying. Are we teaching? We're not teaching. We don't know our rights. That's what I'm saying. Like, do we know our rights?
If you have kids and they're starting to get to these stages and you're not teaching them that, there's something wrong with you. Because you should teach them, like First Amendment rights from doing homework. We learn. I mean, that's just me from learning homework.
Did you teach your daughter their rights? Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah.
Your right to speech and your First Amendment rights.
Yeah. Yeah. We haven't taught them. It's not right, and that's what I'm saying. Like we need to teach them.
I don't teach. Like the one, like one of these right. You don't have to. You're in the traffic stop. You legally under the Fifth Amendment, you don't have to answer.
Right.
You can actually say, but people take that and they use that to be arrogant.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if you know your right, the intimidation of the police going to do.
Yeah.
Do something. So say something or do something rational.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Let me catch you out the car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's why I said it comes in to being careful of what you're teaching, because some people don't know how to handle that. They take it and they become arrogant. Yes, I understand that I have the right not to answer questions, but if I ain't doing nothing wrong and I want to get this over with quickly, just get it over with quickly.
Yeah.
Don't sit up here and that's the thing that you take some people and you teach them their rights and they take it to a whole nother level and use it to be arrogant with and make the situation worse. Yes, I understand that you have the right not to answer questions, but if the cop is not being intimidated and just asking you just simple basic stuff and you know that it's not a threatening stop, just roll with it and get it over. Now, if there's an issue or anything like that, Yes. If there's an issue, sir, you can hit the button on the phone. You can call us, and we can be on the phone while the traffic stop is going on to make sure that your rights are not being infringed. But and that's what I'm saying. Is you have to be careful how and what you're teaching the kids, because some of them take it and they become arrogant with it. I'm not teaching you this to be arrogant with the cop and pull you over. I'm teaching you this so that you can know what your rights are and not violate it, and you can get yourself over quickly. I said that, because again, some they film an inch, they take a whole mile. Sometimes their mouth is regular, and it's
you saying the kids' mouth get regular?
Yes, these young kids they don't have skills.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to. Yeah, I need to have somebody, because I need to know exactly what. Because that's why a lot of the cops they're really scared when you read off your rights to them, because a lot of the police officers, the departments, they don't know the right.
They don't.
You don't have a right to touch me or pull me out the car. So when you combat them, when you say these things, and that's what the regret. Yeah.
You don't have to submit that right.
Right.
If a cop just stops and walks up to you, they don't have the right to your identification.
Right.
You have the right to say,
yeah. Right. A passenger, right. Intimidation, yeah. And I even was telling a niece that we'll probably end up getting, even though she's a careful driver, whatever, but like getting a additional camera, because now you need like a camera in your car.
Man, I was just thinking about that driving home today. I'm probably gonna get a camera for the car.
Yeah, get a camera for the car. You know,
on both ends, front and the back.
Right. Yeah. Because the police officers, they know what they are not supposed to do. But like you said, the intimidation, and a lot of them are scared that when you read off hey, I know my rights. You cannot do X, Y, and Z. They don't like to be told no. It is that power, you know.
Yeah. I don't have the right to stop.
Right.
Unless you commit a crime.
Right.
Or reasonable suspicion.
Yeah.
And they hate you.
Oh, okay.
And they hate when you say that because,
right.
So you don't have any suspicion, nothing. You just pulling me over. And this is illegal traffic.
Right.
So basically, they're just trying to make sure that they do their baseline.
Yeah.
With you. And you have to know what your baseline right is. And you want a real sheriff's officer,
The who?
He's the sheriff, he's the actual sheriff's officer.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, Christopher, is the actual district attorney.
Bring them in. I was going to see if Melody can come in. She's the sheriff of DeKalb. And we are back. We're live 101 TKO. That was my jam. Remember the time? Woo! That's my song, man. Remember? On the phone. Tell please. What about all black cats?
You know she ain't remember that time.
What? That was I was dancing.
Hold on. You got the dance?
Yeah, what?
Don't make me pull a camera and put you on later on. Okay.
All black cast. All stars. Yes, rest in peace, Michael. I miss Michael. Listen, we are back live 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. We are having this much needed conversation as always. And before I left, my question is always, because I'm in a stage of my life, I need action. Oh, and we do have a caller, so hold on just a moment. Caller.
Yes.
Hey, DJ.
Yeah, what's good? Yeah.
Listen, I know this topic hits with you. Like you've been hitting some nuggets, been throwing some nuggets. What you got to say?
Solutions. I think that, if we have these conversations, we have to have heavy solutions based. And I think that from moving forward, all of our conversations at home at that dinner table, with our kids, needs to be solution based, not necessarily what's going on.
Yeah.
Why is it happening? Just what are we going to do about it? Like, okay, so prime example, I know you a fan. You said it's hit them where it hurts. It's hit them in their pensions and hit them in their wallets, right?
Right.
One thing we can do, like just for example, like how many of us know people that make body butter and soaps, right? Why are we still going to Walmart getting our soap? Why are we still going to Walmart to get anything if we already know somebody making soaps and lotions? Like, that's one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing with clothes and T-shirts and stuff. Why are we still buying and going somewhere else other than
that's what I was saying.
Owning on our own dollar.
Yeah.
We have to keep our money. We're not even get involved. The less we involved with the system, the less we involved with the matrix, the better off we start to separate. The more we can, because again, once they learn that damn, they're starting to hold a dollar.
Yeah.
It's starting to not call us no more. We ain't calling 911 anymore. Yeah. We got our own doctors. We got our own clinics. You know what I mean? We got people that's like, it starts there.
Yeah.
It starts there. Hold your money. Hold your money. Stop going out. Why are you going out? Where are you going out to? Stay home. We're not even ready to sacrifice none of that. You know what I'm saying? We're not ready. We just continue to ready to have this conversation about, just why and why and how, but no solution. So, one of the solutions is just keep the money in our community as long as possible.
Yep.
As long as possible before it leaves. The Jews do it. Everybody else do it. Chinese do it. Japanese do it.
Hey, Prince, do you think that's why we're in a recession right now?
That's what we got to do. Let's keep our money. Let's make it a point to not go out, right? Make it a point to go buy. They got black on toilet paper. They got black on toothbrush, black on toothpaste.
Yeah.
They got black on, you know what I mean? Anything you like, a lot of the majority of things that you need to survive day to day, somebody black is making it. Find out and start buying from them. That's what we can do.
That's right.
We don't need to learn going to the stores. Why are we going to the stores for? Still.
Exactly.
Other than food.
And even with that,
food.
Right? you got farmers like Farmer Wayne who are black-owned farmers where you can get your food. Like there's nothing that we're not doing.
But that's why the products are becoming so high. If
we're talking about economics, we're talking about money, then you need to buy black.
Right.
Make it a point to buy black more often than anything else.
Right.
Period.
What you say, LaRon?
And love when I want it.
I was going to say that because that's what I came and that's what happened with me with my business, trying to get the little.
Hold on, DJ, can you hear LaRon?
No, I can't hear LaRon. I don't know what he's saying.
Oh,
he can't hear you. Okay.
It's all good. I know you're saying something profound. I know you're saying something dope.
So listen, thank you so much, Johnny, for calling in for that. And so LaRon, now you can say so he can hear what you say.
I was going to say that I came across this issue with my business where I was buying the little, the little shell things to hold the desserts in.
Yeah.
I can get 500 count of those for I used to for maybe like $70-some. I would say at the beginning of last year, that's how it was. Within 2-3 months, it went from 76 to 150. And for me, and it's just my opinion, I feel like the pandemic itself showed our community that we don't have to work for corporate. We can work for ourselves. When corporate start realizing that, oh crap, they starting to understand that they don't have to put money in our pocket. So now I'm finna throw out the narrative that people don't want to work, because I hear the same thing when I'm at Belts where, oh my God, y'all got a skeleton crew. People just don't want to work no more. I don't know. And it's mostly white people that come in and say, oh, people don't want to work. And I know what you're trying to say. Black folks don't want to work. But then I correct them and I let them know, unfortunately, there's a lot of people waiting to come in. This company is not giving out hours.
You're right. Right.
And so I say that there's a lot of narratives being thrown out. The inflation on a lot of products that people are starting to need and use to create their own things at home are becoming ridiculously too high, which making people go back to their little corporate 9-to-5 jobs because they want to make sure that they still got money coming in. with being an entrepreneur. And see, that's where I'm at the moment. But it still goes back to until we start putting money into our hands, like they did back then, before we got pushed back into this mentality of we can't do nothing without them. Right. We have to separate ourselves.
Yeah, we do. We have to separate, and we have to have the solutions, because again, we can continue to talk about it.
No solution.
It's like, because again, it's going to keep happening. But if we don't stop and we don't look at what we do have power. We have power. My sister used to live across the street from this Asian family, and the house was, average house. I think it was like 3 or 4 bedrooms. And every day, before she moved in, she moved in the neighborhood, you would see all these cars, Hondas and whatnot, parked. And they were the souped up Hondas or whatnot, the street Hondas, I call them. And every day is like cars just in and out. Then the household, and you saw all these people in and out. And so, I'm being who I am. I'm highly inquisitive.
Knows it.
Befriended, call it what you want, is highly inquisitive, right? That's okay. I ain't even live in the neighborhood, but I wanted to know all these folks. Black folk knows it. Well, they cars being over here. So, she was real nice. Her husband worked and whatnot. She was out in the yard gardening, and she had a conversation with us. And I asked her, like, all these people in your house, like, it's always a whole bunch of people. And she was like, those are my children. And my children, we allowed them to stay here. And then until they graduate from high school, until they decide what they want to do with their life. And we gift them, when they move out, we gift them with at least $10,000 to start their new life with. Their daughter had gotten married. I think their daughter left the household with her new husband with about $25,000.
That's the type of investments that we need to start.
They invested, and it was the looking into the future. It was a solution, because she said out her mouth, I don't want my children to struggle for anything. At least I know that me and their father can give them a start. Now, afterwards, after what they decide to do, it's up to them. But at least we gave them a start. And we all put our money in the house pot. The house is paid for now, because it wasn't, and she said it, they don't stay here rent free. They work and they give us their part.
I was just going to say that, but that does not open the door for you to be sitting up here in the house free, all like that, because you're an adult now. I'm helping you, but you're going to have to help yourself as well.
Exactly. And I say all that to say, we have lost that art as a community of helping each other and having solutions, because we rather complain versus doing something about it. We have so many products, like Johnny said, we have so many products that we can buy from. You're not going to be able to say the word, but if you're one person, if you make a commitment to one cause that's going to benefit, that's why I always tell people, every cause is not for me. I choose to fight for the homeless and for children, and, to a certain degree or whatnot. I'm an advocate for, I choose my causes because I know that's where I can contribute. And also I know that our family are contributors back into our community with Black owned businesses. You can pretty much live off of everything Black if you choose to. And again, I'm all about diversity. Some stuff, you can choose that. But when you sit up and say, oh, we don't have a solution, that's a lie. We have a solution. Yeah. We have solutions. We have Black banks. We have Black credit unions. We have Black credit. We have everything Black. But we always come with the narrative, oh, well, or this, that, and other. We're always doing something, saying something negative. But we don't say anything negative about BOA that just messed up everybody's money.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Or WF that messed up everybody's money. You're still banking because I'm still there too because I ain't changed nothing over yet. But I'm saying is,
I also want to add to that whereas even with that being said, as a Black community, we also have to understand quality is important because we have a lot of us that's going out and the only thing that we're worried about is money. And so we're trying to get as many products as we can and not worrying about if there are quality. So we do have that fault too. And so we have to work on both sides. Like you saying, not chastising someone because automatically we look at them, oh, they Black, so they stuff ain't right. You need to try it out first. Like you try everybody else's out. Like you were just saying, so. Yeah.
Wow. So overall, how y'all doing?
I'm good now. It was a great talk.
You good?
No, because again, it just really shows that I keep going back to my law status because you think and you feel that you're doing enough. But then when you sit and you really tune into other conversations, dang, I'm really not doing as much as I thought I was. And I know it's not everybody, but I know what role God has given me, and I have a purpose. In order to do my purpose, I need to be doing more. And conversations like this open doors for me to see that, oh, okay, this is where I'm needed at. This is what I need to do. And definitely health-wise, because it was so funny. Again, like I said, I'm sitting up here bawling myself out last night. And I'm like, this sounds so familiar. And I went back through the conversations that we were having, like, oh, crap. The title today had to do with, as a Black man, how am I doing? And for years, we have not been doing well. We are so angry. We have so much pent up frustration. And like after that showing last night of the young man being beat like that, I opened my TikTok just to see another Black man with a white girl on his back, shaking and smiling and yelling. Oh, I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't do it no more, Black women. I got me a white woman.
Saw that mess. I was like, really? Like, really?
We've been corrupted and until we reprogram. So I like little kids, like the young 3 kids that are going after their right to know their history. That's what we need to see more of in the older people, because the older people are still kind of that, hey, shut up. Yeah, because I can sit up here and say my wife's father pretty much told my wife to tell her husband that he's biting the hand that's feeding him. He needs to stop talking about everything that he's talking about. He needs to be quiet. And no, I am not.
Yeah, and you got to understand too, some of the older, the baby boomer generation, they're winding down. So they've already gone through what we're going through now, and they're tired. It's like fighting that same narrative. They've been fighting the same narrative, and my aunt is 92, and she'll say some things. She'll say, well, and for us, she went through some things, but she hasn't disclosed a lot of the stuff. She just say, life happened and, so forth. And so they're winding down. They're tired. So now we got to pick up where they left off. And now it's the solution time. It's solutions, because again, we're going to keep having this conversation until the day the world just is gone. Right. And until we actually change it. Good, DJ. You said you're better now. I'm glad to hear. Nelson, how you doing? You a little bit better? Tank, you a little bit better? Okay. Because Chef, are you better after you telling me to hush? That's the purpose of today, because y'all need to be able to vent in a safe space. But listen, we're gonna take a quick music break, and when we get back, I want to continue asking, and I want to know you know,
what can we do to
what can we do to continue do?
How can we change it? What can we do?
We're gonna find out some center. You know, he said you talk. That's what I'm supposed to do.
Girl, go
black man.
Go home and get that man some. Go home and get that man some apple pie. Some apple pie. Give him some apple pie, okay?
You know what? Listen, stay tuned to 101 TKO Radio in the mailroom. We'll be right back. Because you over there quiet.
He over there, hey, Chef over there with Marvin Gaye on, thinking about healing somebody. He over there thinking about healing somebody.
What you say? Oh, DJ talking about, you know she can talk. Nah, I'm supposed to. Nah. Just for that, you know what? I'm getting both of y'all. That's okay. That's okay. I got y'all.
Chef got his mask on like he about to do surgery. With Marvin Gaye on. Hey, go, hey. Maybe that's what the world needs right now.
Let's see. Hey, you know,
some of y'all
sexual healing.
Some of y'all stress out that might.
Well, I don't know. Some of the sexual healing, they don't look too far, too. But hey, some little healing. We need a big old dance party.
No, you have a 401k.
Dance party.
Maybe.
Get some of the stress out.
25 years from now.
That's what we need.
Okay, I saw online you were looking at outfits.
Tax-free income solutions now.
Outfit.
The earlier you start.
Hey, we tried to help out, Tank. I don't think she listened.
We're gonna say that for next week's show. For next week's show.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one of Toya's basic outfits.
I got
hair tight, but they have like little patches where you can see through. Just start off with you tight.
I was just saying I need some I need my Janet Jackson tickets. Big Mama don't have them same house coats on. They got Cadillacs and furs.
I ain't about to do Big Mama with the cat with the Sunday moo on. No.
Yes, DJ, I need my dance mix because I got my event coming up, the online event. I'll send you the flyer, but not. Hot life, y'all. What y'all know about Prince? I miss Prince too.
Hey, man, that is that man there. I ain't never in my life seen that man that's prettier than a woman getting all the women like that, bro.
Getting all the women, right?
hey, bro. Most people, you are either Michael Jackson or you were Prince. I was Prince because I understood.
I like both of them.
At an early age, I understood what he was talking about.
I'm gonna go get me a pair of jeans with the holes in the back. They got
me too, DJ.
I'm gonna get me some of them.
Prince. That's what we need. Some good, that R&B, that love, good music making coming back.
What's the most inappropriate movie in our time that a 10-year-old can go? That a 10-year-old can go.
You want to go see When Doves Cry?
My dad let me go on my first date at 10, and we went and saw Purple Rain because he wanted to holler at the girl mama.
See. Would you say Prince was most definitely a better artist? Really, you think Prince is better than Michael?
Prince, listen,
I like both of them.
Told you what was about to happen.
Yeah.
It went down.
Yeah.
This man broke up Apollonia 6.
Yeah.
Climax.
Yeah, Prince. I don't know what makes him better than Michael, but I mean, I hear like people.
Prince can play all the instruments plus sing.
Michael too.
You know, Mike could not play all the instruments.
No, ma'am. You sure about that?
I could put money on that. Prince was the only artist.
No. Mike couldn't do what Prince did.
Mike couldn't play all 32.
Really?
I'm talking about drums, guitar, keyboard, soprano. Yes, indeed.
Really?
Soprano.
I thought Michael could play. He said Prince was an instrumental.
Yes. Yeah.
When Alicia Keys, when they put Alicia Keys on stage with Prince, they told her. But they told like certain artists, she said they're legends, and certain artists, I would jump on my keyboard before hitting the microphone. They said Prince, I'm gonna hop on the microphone. They said Patti LaBelle, I'm hitting the keyboard.
Yeah.
You know certain people, you don't play with them in their rap.
Yeah.
And Prince was one like, okay, you want me to play the drums? Okay, cool. I'm about to hit the drums. What's up?
Yeah, Prince was the dude. Like
160-something pounds, but he on the drums.
Mike didn't play anything. Mike didn't play. I thought he played. Well, he did play the piano. Yeah, you're right. He didn't.
Mike was just a master with his voice and with them ad-libs.
Yeah.
Mike would ad-lib a song to the. He's like, what the hell? Is that a whole new language?
Did you know that Mike only changed his skin and his nose? He didn't change nothing else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he did like a whole face thing, but it was just his nose and his skin.
Yeah.
Should have left that black nose alone.
Bruh.
I remember
he said he played himself when he left his brothers. Didn't they have a falling out over there, over the management or something like that?
No, the brothers were wrong because how can you get mad because he's Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
You can't get mad because the world didn't want to see Tito, Jermaine.
Yeah.
No, they wanted to see
be in love with Randy. Well, Randy was my brother.
I don't care what nobody say. That man daddy let that industry have sexual intercourse with them.
And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. Y'all, we've been having a great conversation. We was having a conversation about Prince. I miss Prince, y'all. Pop Life is one of my favorites. But Prince was the dude. So we were having this conversation about who was better. DJ Johnny Prince said Prince was the instrumentalist, and everybody said Prince was better than Mike. What y'all think? So
I understood exactly what Prince was talking about. I knew what that banana was.
We need a big old dance party. Dance party.
You got the rubbing alcohol?
I've been dancing up, so we're gonna dance. We need to dance to let some of this tension out. So listen, we've been talking about the city of Memphis police task force, Tyree Nichols, and just unfortunate another situation that has that's played out on the airwaves. And today we've been talking about asking really how y'all are feeling, about everything, because again we continue to experience this traumatic events played out in front of us, and I think that's the part that no one is addressing in our community, and we're expected to keep life being. We're expected to keep being parents and going on our jobs and holding, as Nelson said earlier, holding this stuff in and not giving an opportunity to release it,
And one of the things what I meant by the slave mentality, they would take that one strong black slave and break him in front of the entire community. And that's kind of like what it feels like, because social media is the media point that they're using to show us.
Cancel culture is a new form of butt breaking.
And so we've been shown since 2020 how many murders? Like we've lost count.
Yeah, you lose count.
Now how many times do you have to show a black man being murdered to other black men for the subliminal message to get through?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got one of the solutions. And just while we were on break, I was Googling some form of solutions, and one popped out at me, using our privilege. We don't feel that we have a privilege, but we do. And our privilege is actually standing up for each other. And we just lose sight of that. And in the paragraph, it was just saying that, especially with our black women, because our black women are so strong, and you find them protesting more than black men. And so if you ever see women in a peaceful protest, and exactly it's for good meaning, and you're seeing them being heckled or whatnot, we should, as black men, should stand up and be a protection. That's a form of solution, because they get heckled a lot. And another one where advocating for mental health, like this show, asking us as black men, are we okay? Black men, we have to start saying to other black men, it is okay to go seek help. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to break down.
Also, too, I mean, we should start, like you were talking about the cancel culture. Start canceling people from our culture. Like, we have people who make their money strictly based off of our culture. How come we don't use the power that we have in our culture, in our community, to keep you out or kick you out?
Well, we allow it, because we allow it. Y'all on this Skip, y'all on Skip. We're gonna talk about Skip on another show. Y'all on Skip.
Skip Bayless.
You can only listen, I don't know too many brothers that would allow anybody, especially with that much pride, allow anybody to talk to him like that.
You're gonna
only get away with talking to me like that for life.
That man should not have a show. He should not have a show. I've seen people get their show taken from them with something
for
less than what Skip has done on public TV. Skip has a Jew, and he makes it known that I have a Jewish wife, and my Jewish community that I'm a part of, Kyrie Irving has offended them. You offended me. You, bro.
So y'all don't like Skip? I don't know nothing much about him. You don't like Skip?
He's always had the same attitude when it comes to black men. And my thing is, you are a sports reporter, and that's it. You've never played the game.
Man, don't know about
touched the
you don't
game.
know nothing about sports.
You're talking to a Hall of Famer, somebody that has played the game at such a high level till they told them that they are one of the greats of all time.
DJ says Skip was a prime example.
He makes his money off of our culture.
Yeah, but why do we keep allowing it? Just like the young white boy who got the scholarship, who got he was on video singing a rap song that had the N-word in it, and so of course his college let him go, but the HBCU picked him up, gave him a full scholarship.
Albany State.
Yeah, Albany State. Hey, right here in Georgia.
Yep.
So we allow it. We keep allowing it. But again, I think
it was kind of, not to cut you off, I'm hoping that they did this to put him in a situation, not only because he might be a good quarterback, but to get him around people our color. And if we sit and say, oh, you know what, you're a good quarterback and you can get a pass, then I am going to say shame on us.
We're going to keep allowing it because it's music. Lord, we let these white boys say and white girls say the N-word all the time when it comes to that music. We don't stop it, and we say it with them. I was literally somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, but I was in a car, and it was two. Actually, it wasn't, but you know, it's okay. You know, it was two black boys and a white boy. They got to be high school or early college days. The black boy literally was using the N-word freely with this white boy. So you know that they have allowed this white boy to say the N-word in their presence through songs or whatever. So again, what do you know?
Have you seen Empire?
Empire, that show?
Yeah.
I started watching that show a long time ago.
It had an episode that showed a prime example of that as well, because the
oh yeah, I saw that one.
And that just made me think about when you said that.
Yeah. So Chef says Skip tells the truth, just like Steven Bum A.
I don't like Steve.
Cool. Yeah, Steve is okay.
I don't like Steve neither.
You know what?
And DJ say no, it's about money, bro. And
yep, it is. They're degrading their own community for money, because if they jump on the bandwagon of being truthful when it comes to black people, they're going to lose their money. That always happens. Again, it's just like you look at people like Dave Chappelle. When Dave Chappelle started realizing he was selling his soul, and he said, "No, I am not going to do it," they make you look crazy. So a lot of us are in white people's pockets, and we understand if I jump on my side like I should, I am going to lose all my endorsements. And that's where they get us at. All these little contracts, all this money. Oh, you finna say what? Okay, so let me go get the Nike deal from you. Oh, let me take that underwear deal from you. Oh, matter of fact, you know, you can't come on this, you can't do that. And so it's they taking your livelihood away from you. We have to stop falling for that.
Yeah, like Kanye was doing.
Yes.
He was showing y'all that he can take his own power back.
Yes.
In the midst of all his antics, you know, he was taking his power back from the companies, the contracts, and all of that kind of stuff, because they own you. They feel like they own you when they do that. You know,
that was all the way he was getting out that deal, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So listen, we're gonna take a quick break before we wrap up this segment, which has been really, really great. So listen, stay tuned to 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. We'll be right back.
we're gonna take a quick break before we wrap up this segment, which is really great. So listen, stay tuned to 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. We be right back. Oh, where's my lash? These lashes are gone, y'all.
Oh Lord, you don't drop the lashes.
They these are worn out. They done. So anybody out there that's got the magnetic lashes, I need a new set. Y'all send them to me. I'll wear them for you.
Oh, they work.
Her USB charger has died.
These are old. I've been wearing these out. I knew this kept falling.
You hear the power turn off?
You know what?
The eyelash you have used is no longer in service.
They gone. This is my favorite pair. I knew it kept looking all weird. Oh well. Oh yeah, that's look. I started. Yeah, it feels good. That was my jam back in the day.
The man don't wrote so many songs for people don't make no sense.
Have you noticed that every week?
You said what, Lon?
They make so many songs for people.
Yeah.
Every week.
Every week what?
A high school kid is killed. A high school.
Yeah, I see that. It was. Oh, that's right.
Bruh.
Yeah. I'm like you, Nelson. I get a lot of my stuff from either the social media or people tell me, because I didn't even know it was another school shooting the other day, mass shooting. I was like,
that's the 22 shootings since the beginning of the year.
What last week they had like 2 in California, didn't they?
Yeah. Yep.
And these kids, I mean, like these kids, they don't feel adult mode.
They're evil.
The little girls who stabbed up the other little girl and stabbed them. I'm like for real.
I keep trying to tell you, these little girls they are out to kill. I was just telling Chef, the girls in schools, they literally be out to kill you. So they go for the kill. They go for the neck. They go for the face. They slice up your face because it's part of the beauty thing. They feel like if they can put scars on you, then you're gonna for the rest of your life.
Ugly. Yep, you're gonna be
and they stump you in the head.
Yeah.
They know. The girls are more vicious.
You just had one
Wow. I believe
now, this is the thing I'm so thankful for. That he's so close, and the first thing he did was, hey, I need to talk to you about it.
Like, this ain't normal.
Because he was kind of shocked. He was like, I said, son, yeah, it happened that fast, but I'm glad you hit me up and wanted to talk to me. And I was at work.
Right.
I got something to ask you. I just said, you was anyway. And she was serious. So I'm like, actually, he was right.
Wow.
She like her parents. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Y'all, she said she told me this was wrong. It was wrong. I was like, did you understand what she meant by that? She said, nah, I just kept it. And then fast forward a month later, the girl pregnant.
Hey,
and I was
surprise.
like, son, aren't you glad that we sat down and you told me what was going on?
Yeah.
But it's the little girl, you right, they ain't no joke.
And people did not believe, like, we used to tell them, like, the girls are I'm not going to say fast, they're just very aggressive. And they are,
ain't the word.
They want what they want.
I was like, wait a minute.
My cousin teaches middle school.
They ain't do nothing like this quick when I was.
Man.
Yes,
my
they
cousin
did.
teaches middle school, and one of her classes.
High school, it was on it. But middle school?
Yes, they did. Wait, Tank, how old are you? How old are you, Tank?
In middle school. As a
Tank, how old is he?
Oh, Deuce 15.
No, you. How old are you?
I'm 48.
Oh, well, I'm 43.
Hey, in high school, yeah, but not in junior high.
Junior high, for me, I'm 43. It was on and popping.
High school, like we had one chick. We had one chick.
Wow.
Yes, I need my rechargeable lashes. Yep,
and I was just blessed that he was like, I need to come tell you about it.
Right, yeah.
I'll be honest, that would be me. You wouldn't have found out that it was over. It was done.
Them little girls aggressive, man. I be trying to say, y'all.
Hey, there's a lot of little boys missing the bus after school. and coming home a whole different other person.
I'd be like, Guess what I did today? Feels good. It feels good.
I remember in high school we had a system.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. Look, everybody's yawning. Y'all know we sleepy. Because Nelson yawning, you yawning, I'm yawning. I'm trying not to.
Nelson
over here, he was yawning. Then you started yawning.
Was y'all up late last
Well, we had TMR After Dark last night, so it was really good. You were up late. No, I went on sleep.
You was up late last night, LaRon.
TaShon, you were supposed to be up last night. We told you specifically.
Let me tell you, it was your boy's fault. He after he made that last comment, all I heard was he was knocked out,
knocking on the door,
and I wasn't even attempting. I was like, okay, I'm asleep. I'm going to sleep. That peach whining got to me. Yeah, he doing all that talking in the background. I needed to be sexy.
And then what happened?
And then next thing I know, I heard yeah. I'm like, you know what? I started
a little lightweight.
Boy,
I was gonna try to wake him up, but I turned over. I was asleep. I'm tired.
Hold on now. Depends on what the wake up is like.
No, we were both knocked out. Knocked out. So listen. So that's TMR After Dark every other Friday. So we will be back the following Friday. So we got some more.
I think it's the 11th or something like that.
The 11th, yeah. And next week we
the 10th.
The 10th. Okay, yeah. And next week we'll have Erica Smith in here. She's our intimacy coach, and she's gonna get y'all ready for V-Day. Valentine is time.
The real freaks.
Yeah, you know. You gonna get y'all ready for the month of February.
Ain't ready for that one.
What? Am I? I don't need no holiday.
I feel you. You get to this stage, you don't need no holiday. Sure, you just want to get
them cars passing by. That's our song. I mean.
So yeah, we're gonna get ready for the show for next week and for y'all. And then as we start wrapping up the mailroom, we got a dance party. I got a dance party coming to y'all. Y'all stay connected on social media. I need y'all. We're gonna have 28 days of dancing, and it's gonna be open up for men and women. Even though I have women on the flyer, I didn't think about putting men on the flyer.
You ever thought about this?
How you gonna have a show for us and don't put us on no flyer? What kind of mess is that?
I know it was from my other brand, so I know, right? No. You know what? I'm gonna go back. You know what? I'm gonna go back and recreate the flyer today, so it'll be ready.
She's gonna recreate the syllabas, and then she's gonna do the class, and then she's gonna create the flyer.
I'm gonna add men to it. I'm gonna add some men to it because I want everybody to dance. It's 28 days of self-love. We're dancing 28 days, just dancing, just to release in this black love. What Chef wants to hell? What? You know what?
Chef said the other side of that story last night was
we both were asleep. I ain't gonna lie, we're asleep. So we're gonna talk about February. We're gonna bring in the month with some black love and talk about the relationships and what it is for black love and just all of that, because again,
it's a special thing.
It's a special thing, and not just one day. It's not Valentine's Day just one day, because everybody don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but we need to show love, especially in our community, especially after everything that we're going through.
Especially how to show love, because some of us don't.
How to show love, yeah.
Some of us too hard with it.
You trying to say something?
I'm just saying.
Listen,
first of all,
like you were trying to say something.
I was talking about men, but then my boss just chimed in like, "Oh, you talking about me?"
Oh, okay.
So that means you hardcore.
I do know I'm hardcore, but I'm gonna be soft for the month of.
Yo, Chef, come give me a kiss.
Let it go.
Come give me a kiss, Chef. Give me a kiss right now.
Like, come here, boy.
Come here, boy. Stop playing.
Boy, stop playing. God darn it. Grab my butt like you're supposed to. Grab it. I'm be hard. I'm be soft. That's my goal. Be soft.
Go and cuff it, cuz. Go and cuff it, cuz. Go and cuff it, cuz. Do what you do, homie. Do what you do, homie.
Oh God.
No,
You gotta put your hand right there. Stop being a punk and just do it.
Lift it up.
Don't let that
Lift
Cali come
hands.
out.
You a man, ain't you?
You know, I'm gonna let the soft Cali come out.
No, ain't no Cali. Ain't no Cali.
No, the soft Cali. The girly Cali that I used to be.
No,
That's gonna
be.
be. I don't know how to city.
Act like you a West Coast robber going and stick your hands. Put them up.
Then I'll pull out my what?
That ain't how that's supposed to go.
See, I know, right? It ain't supposed to go. Be like, what?
You ain't supposed to get an imaginary gun and shoot back. He just attacked you from behind. And you the helpless lady.
You know what? See, now save all of that for next week. I'm a take notes. I've been taking notes. I've been good. Oh my
gosh, Chef, I'm about to cry for you.
You know,
damn, Chef.
I've been good.
You go in there and you go in there and rob him right back.
That's right.
Lord,
what?
No.
What? So, you know, but I did set the mood last night for our TM After Dark, you know. So, you know, hey, I'm on this way. I'm on my way. I got it. I got this. It was just month 2 into the new year.
It got to be a show where there's like a 5-minute song break. Chef, we got to talk, big dog.
Listen.
Oh goodness.
I month of January, y'all gave me some tips. I'm gonna put them into action.
We gave you a tip last night. Chef, why you went to sleep on me, bro?
Well, Chef went to sleep, you know. Hey. So I was, you know, I had my stuff ready. So, you know. So listen, we are wrapping up another great show. Thank y'all so much for being honest and transparent today. Again, thank you so much out there for joining us live here on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room, and continue to chime in with us. It's not just a one-day thing. I want to know how you all are doing. So make sure you go onto the pages at on IG and Facebook, the mail room 7671, and chime in. I know we had a couple of brothers yesterday to chime in, and they were pretty much saying thank you for asking. I want to know how y'all are feeling. This is not for show ratings or anything. This is who I am, and I really truly want to see and know how you all are feeling. And if you got to sound off on that page, please do so. That is a safe space, an open space. If you need to sound off, please do it. I want you to do it because, again, I know y'all need to release, and we're here for you as Black women in the community. We're behind you. We love you all. And you know, continue to pray for the city of Memphis. Continue to pray for all of our cities and states and so forth. And believe it or not, for those who are able, pray for the police departments to start making some changes, you know, with the narrative and so forth. I do believe in prayer changes things. And so let's start uniting somehow and standing and hold each other accountable. But just praying for the family of Tyree Nichols and all of the families and the residents of Memphis. So until then, you know, I appreciate you all, Nelson, and so forth. I thank you all so much for just being transparent and honest on today's show and so forth. And just know that us Black women love y'all. We got y'all. So, you know, until next week, thank you so much. Thank y'all. We appreciate that. But come back next week for the start of February, and we're going to lighten things up.
And try and get TaShon in the bed.
Well, you know.
In the bed.
Chef, we're going to pull out the trunk, Chef.
You know what? Until next week, y'all. It's TaShon in the mail room. Come back next week, same time, same place. And we're out. Peace. Bye, y'all.
Chef gonna come out dressed like he king of the gorilla tribe. Then boom back.
Next week, same time, same place. And we're out. Peace.
Knocking them out.